All right, welcome everybody to another edition of 13 Cards Up to Change. Yes, I'm introing it because I haven't done it for a long time. Of course, we do have our good buddies, Zach and Jesse, as always, on the show. And Zach is chomping at the bit.
Yeah, usually I would say something snarky, but I think for the first time, we're just going to let him go.
Well, Zach, you ready? Go for it.
So, this past week... First of all, ladies and gentlemen, Jesse, with a prediction he actually got right, SmackDown over almost 3 million 2 weeks ago. This past week, I think it's being reported 2.2, which, by the way, folks, is not that big of a
Overnight,
loss.
it went up to 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. So they only lost about 400,000 over a week, which is not terrible.
No.
So, but anyway,
college football in the same night and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's folks. This is football season. Wrestling ratings have traditionally always gone down during football season because football's king.
Football is king in this country.
It is. It is king, and it will never change.
No.
It's starting to become king over in the UK too, because even the UK fans are starting to realize this is more entertaining than soccer. It's not hard to do.
It's more exciting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so over this past 2 weeks of SmackDown, which have been phenomenal shows, absolutely brilliant. Something happened. And it happened, and sadly, it took me out of the beauty that is anything that is happening in what I like to call Paul Heyman is in a nightmare and he won't wake up. Because that is what SmackDown basically is right now.
Right now, yes.
It's Paul Heyman's worst nightmare, and Freddy Krueger can't be as mean as
totally.
Brock Lesnar is basically Freddy Krueger right now, and he ain't, and Paul can't wake up. But anyway, no, so we were in the lounge having a nice, Grand Ole Opry time on our thread. We talk live during the show.
Of course.
And Finn happens to get attacked right before the Roman match.
By the Usos, yes.
Yes, which of course I'm sure Roman will somehow act like he had absolutely no idea what that was going to happen. Of course. And, his cousins are not completely controlled by him, according to him. Everything we've seen on television means nothing. Just
say it. He's the ultimate gaslighter right
now. No. Nothing. But anyway, then my buddy Derek, Derek, I love you to death, but bro, for you to sit there and say there's no reason with 15 minutes left in the show to still have the match between Balor and Roman, you fucking think? That's the goddamn point!
Right.
This is the oldest trope in wrestling!
Right.
The heel did heel shit!
Exactly.
So wait a second, you're telling me that the heel did not wrestle the babyface clean? Wait a second.
Oh my God.
Hold
I'm
on.
shocked.
What a revelation!
Whoa! It's insane. Yeah, I know.
I am...
What's this?
This show, Dynamite and now Rampage, and we'll talk about All Out a little bit later because boy do we have some bullshit to talk about there. This is sadly tonight's pay-per-view.
Though I want to shout out, they featured Heather Reckless on all three shows this week.
Yes,
which is really awesome.
Oh yes.
Shout out to her and the furthering of her career.
Well, JDX and Sierra are going to be featured
Laney
also.
Luck.
And Laney's been on there too.
Chance to face. I think that was Emmy.
Yep.
Yes. She was great, Laney. You deserve that kind of spotlight.
But the fact is that sadly, outside of their YouTube shows, this pay-per-view tonight, this is one of the worst Dynamite cards I've ever seen. And we'll get to that a little bit later. But
I actually might disagree with him on a few matches, but go ahead.
But anyway, right now, before Leroy, don't even look at that right now. We don't
I did. The first one I have.
Anyway, here's the deal.
I don't understand that one. It's just messed up.
I am now going to repeat myself for the 80th time, but when it comes to this company, let's be honest, everyone repeats themselves because we have a feud that supposedly may be ending at All Out that has been going on for over a year, and no one's cared about it for even longer. But anyway, here's the deal. This show has desensitized the American populace to what actual good wrestling on network cable television, national cable television, not only was, but still could be. Here's the deal, folks. This is an indie promotion that is running like an indie promotion, but has money in television. The fact of the matter is that the Young Bucks and Kenny and everyone in there, and apparently there's no creative control. Apparently Tony's in charge of everything, which was the biggest bunch of bullshit that happened this week, surprisingly. But anyway,
that was just a lovely.
We'll get to you in a second, Tony.
Tony,
Tony,
said that.
Hey, Anthony, stay over in the corner for a second. I gotta get to the boys from.
I do believe he would say something like that because he's an idiot.
Here's the deal. I gotta get to the boys from Rancho Cucamonga first. Okay. Here's the deal, folks. This is a freaking company.
That town is literally a 10-horse town.
Yeah. Yeah, but their dad's...
Really?
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
literally 10 horses in that town.
Well, yeah, but their dad is a radical leftist hippie, which is the weirdest contradiction I've ever heard.
That is weird.
But anyway, here's the deal, folks.
After all this shit, there may be a 2-horse town.
That's
right.
But here's the deal, all right?
These
guys,
fuckboys.
these guys are booking a national televised show that runs every Wednesday night and apparently is now also running on Fridays because it's just Dynamite 2.0.
Yeah, it is.
The sad part about it is Dynamite we compared to Thunder because it's never been Nitro. My biggest question is, what's the step down from Thunder? I don't even know what a step down from Thunder is.
Velocity?
No,
Velocity was actually...
No, because Velocity actually had consistency in storytelling. But anyway...
The shit they got on... It's like Dynamite 1.5.
There we go.
Yeah,
but anyway, here's
Sunday
the deal.
Night Heat without the pay-per-view?
No, that was even better.
That is,
I don't know, man. There was some pretty damn bad Sunday Night Heats.
he was hard to watch. But anyway, no, here's the deal. They are sitting there acting like this is an indie show where one night they're in Chicago, but then the next night they're 4 hours away in like Ohio or something, and they're doing the same shtick, the same match with the same people, but they don't act like there's a camera.
Yeah, it's weird.
The fact of the matter is that we're getting the same shit over and over again, and what people don't understand is that this goes back to, once again, the biggest mistake I think AEW has made in 2 years. There's a lot of them, but I still think the biggest mistake was there was a 4 to 5 year Twitter battle between the best tag team in the world and the supposed on-screen best tag team in the world, that being FTR and the Bucks, respectively.
Self-proclaimed there.
For 4 to 5 years, folks, they went back and forth on Twitter because apparently WWE doesn't censor that you can argue with other wrestlers from other companies on Twitter. You just can't do it while you're on the show. But here's the deal.
Correct.
These guys went back and forth. We all wanted to see it. Everyone wanted to see it before the Bucks' veil got removed and we realized they couldn't actually pull it off. So what ends up happening? FTR, and now looking back, probably the dumb move, leaves the WWE and signs with AEW.
I'm just saying, they're not champions right now, right? And most of their run in WWE, they had at least been in the title picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were always in
and so they had to do a little
brand.
bad comedy with the Usos.
Yeah, they had to do some bad, stupid shit with the Usos, but that's the Usos are a main event tag team.
But that was leading to what was going to be a great payoff match, which sadly, didn't happen the way it should have. Anyway, here's what pisses me off. So the Bucks turn around and they're like, let's go get FTR. Now, let's have that legendary beatdown match that everybody wanted to see for the last 5 years, but let's not make an angle out of it. Let's not do it on a pay-per-view where, guys, I know it was COVID and you couldn't sell tickets, but people could still pay $50 for a pay-per-view.
That's true.
Because it was in their own homes.
Correct.
But let's not build for even 3 weeks where we have the match, FTR cheats with Tully. I mean, I'm not going to go into how we would have booked it because we're past that.
We would have booked it a hell of a lot better.
But for God's sakes, you went 29 freaking minutes. Tully wasn't even allowed at ringside. Not that he did anything specifically to the Bucks to prove that he should be banned. He was just banned because of stuff he'd done to other teams. I can't even say this with a straight face because it's so stupid. But once again, what do? You make me sit there for 29 minutes, and I'm watching a clean wrestling match, and it ends with the Bucks going over one match. Rock and Hogan, one match, get it.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Because there wasn't really a good time with how old Hogan was, especially, to build other than just a few promos.
Yeah,
and not to mention the fact you wanted to see them touch, so they made you pay for that.
Yes.
Here's the deal, folks. These two teams were not at that level to where we where we wanted to pay to see them touch. We just wanted to get a payoff out of it.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is that, and Jesse has seen some beautifully done tag team wrestling over there in New Japan. They've built great stories.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't have the match on a Strong. They don't have a match on a random. It doesn't happen in a gym show. It happens at the Tokyo Dome.
Like Tokyo Dome, Kurikan Hall, like it happens somewhere big time, and they let them wrestle for 40 minutes to get that story out.
But the fact is that this didn't happen.
No.
So the fact is, folks, we are so desensitized now.
Which, by the way, they were basically in a football stadium for over a year.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just want to remind
Oh,
people
yeah.
of
Well,
that.
they were actually to the side of a football stadium.
But
for
they
a
had
while.
access
Yeah,
to the football
Yeah,
stadium.
exactly. But the fact of the matter is this.
Just saying.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is this.
you know. We've mentioned that a
We
lot.
are so sick. I am so sick and tired of the way the wrestling fan is today. You want it now. You want it this. You want that. Can you wait 4 weeks?
Right.
Seriously, how hard is it to wait for 4 goddamn shows to pass before you actually get a payoff? This is the Vince Russo shit that killed WCW. He would have a big pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
He would have Halloween Havoc,
Mm-hmm.
and something weird would happen on Havoc, and then the payoff was on Nitro.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a list of them.
I
From
mean-
why did Halloween Havoc suck for so many years? Because you gave Vince Russo the booking opportunity for Halloween Havoc.
Which was the worst thing ever to do.
Guys, it is supposed to be, here's an angle, the payoff happens at a pay-per-view. Not, it's a pay-per-view, which is why if they debut Bryan Danielson tonight, it's the stupidest move they could have ever made. Save it for the New York show because people have already paid to sit in that stadium. You've oversold it. Look, I know I've told people in AEW to stop hot-shotting, but that's where you hot-shot.
Right.
Because it's in Arthur Ashe Stadium.
You can create a moment.
Yes.
Which they're not very good at.
Which now is going to happen in Chicago,
Well,
where, guess what? It's going to fall short of the CM Punk moment.
They have a moment. It's kind of like a bowel movement.
Well, because I'll give
Because it's
them-
kind of shitty.
Well, because here's the thing. I will
am
give them
wrong?
credit. It wasn't the signing of CM Punk that was the moment. It was him coming out
Yes.
on Rampage
Yes.
in front of his hometown.
In Chicago, yeah.
In Chicago. Well,
It's
that's a
good.
huge moment in wrestling.
It's
He's
a good
been
one.
gone
Do you
Yeah.
for
want to know
almost 10
why
years.
it was a? Do you want to know why it was a huge moment? Because nobody got involved.
True.
I'm not talking kayfabe. Somebody came out and they fed him a heel. No, nobody in the back said a goddamn thing.
Exactly.
Nobody was on a headset. Everyone just said, "Shut the hell up. Go to this camera. Go to that. Shut your mouths and do your jobs."
Yeah.
Let him do what he was meant to do, which is ultimately talk. Loved his in-ring wrestling, but he's a talker over a wrestler. That's just who he is.
I mean, and I've always said he's probably always been one of the best promos in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
But back to your overarching issue.
I just
Um,
heels doing heel shit is what this business was built on. The good guys have to eventually. For God's sakes, folks, did the Avengers, the first one, which we all think is still a top 5 MCU
yeah.
film?
Some believe the best comic
yeah,
movie of
but
all time.
But here's the deal: did it start with Loki getting his ass kicked?
No, you build to it.
Exactly.
You have to build to it.
But that's how every successful movie franchise has ever been.
Correct.
That is everything in every line of storytelling. Why are they special? I'm asking this legitimately. Why are they getting passes? Because they're not Vince? Because they do everything ass backwards?
It's so weird.
It's not
to
even
me.
back asswards. It's literally ass backwards is what they do. For God's sakes, we got Chris Jericho and a young up-and-coming heel,
Mm-hmm.
and everything about that was backwards. Now
Oh,
they're
yes.
going to have their fourth their fourth overall meeting, but their second one-on-one after the labors of Jericho, which turned into the labors of why the fuck are we watching this?
It got pretty stupid.
Jesse, this might be the most controversial thing I've ever said, but fuck it, I'm going to say it.
Oh, what?
Slaves had less labors to go through
Oh my!
in American
Wow.
history than I did watching MJF and Chris Jericho.
Especially
All
that,
right.
especially that Hoovy match.
Oh my God, folks,
Oh,
folks,
God.
folks.
Do we need a disclaimer after that
Yes, here's the disclaimer. It's for entertainment purposes only. But for
one? We don't believe the same things Zach does all the time.
But am I wrong,
Sometimes,
Jesse?
yeah.
It felt
It just
painful.
it felt flat really
oh
badly.
my
I,
God,
I'd rather
dude.
give childbirth,
So,
and that looked painful.
I'm gonna hop in on the
Oh.
heels doing heel shit. First
Yeah,
of all,
please do.
because this goes back to
And first of all, not to cut Jesse off before you go, ladies and gentlemen, Leroy watched the golden era of heel wrestling,
Oh, yeah.
so Leroy knows what heels doing heel shit
oh
means.
yeah.
Yeah, the
All right,
slap heard around the world.
Yeah,
Oh.
So here,
Jesse, go for it.
Here's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
And I've always told people you are.
I was debating that line, but the way Jesse reacted, I'm glad I did it. I took a
right.
chance.
I'm happy you said it. I needed that laugh today.
Mm-hmm.
I would, because the rest of when we get to their actual pay per view, I won't be laughing as much.
No.
not in a good way. So here's the thing: heels are supposed to do heel shit. What happened is Finn protects him.
Yeah.
Because once again, Roman, even now as a full heel,
Well, because
not
we
just a
all knew
babyface,
Finn wasn't winning.
Yeah.
Roman's
he can't-
holding this till Mania. End of conversation.
It also goes to the fact of like, still the
Maybe.
story is Roman cannot beat Finn without any help.
Exactly.
Otherwise, he can't beat him. He can't do it.
Doesn't Roman already have 2 victories over Finn in their previous meetings?
So he's only got
believe. 1
victory in 4 matches. So of course this would be the second in 5.
Right.
Otherwise, he would only had 1 in 4 shots.
But again, to quote Paul, this is a different Roman Reigns.
Yes. And here's the thing. It still protected Finn. He still had a great match. Still almost beat the dude.
Well, that was the thing. No. The oldest trope is you attack the heel, you hurt him in a way that isn't, oh my God, he's got to go to the hospital. Because even Allison was sitting there and said, is Finn actually okay? I'm like, no one threw the X up.
Yeah.
The doctors are there for effect.
Correct.
That's not your real doc, okay? That's somebody that in case Roman decides to go into business for himself, gets hurt, it's not a liability.
Right,
but the fact of the matter is simply this, okay? No, Finn gets hurt, but Finn still got to show off.
Correct.
They still show that this is still a top guy.
Of course. Still going to be in their main event picture.
But clearly he wasn't winning.
No.
But
Not yet.
But to sit there
here's
and
the
say,
good thing-
what is the point of this?
Yeah.
The point was what it was.
Because unlike Raw, and that's the other show, unfortunately, that has hurt WWE and since is that
Still got over 2 million, by the way, folks.
True. Well, I told you.
Which by the way, Chris, we're gonna get to you in a little second when we talk about your match at All Out. For you saying
And that's after 2 girls kind of went into business for like 20 seconds.
but here's the deal. For Jericho, for you to say, and I quote,
2 of the ladies. Sorry.
yeah, exactly. For Jericho to sit there and say that we were never watching NXT, we were trying to compete with Raw. You didn't even come close to Raw, so what the hell are you saying?
They never will at this juncture. They just won't.
You weren't watching NXT. You didn't care about NXT. I'm sorry. Did you really think you were the demo god when you weren't even half of what Raw was doing?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
If you would have been competing with Raw numbers, Vince probably would have been even more concerned, but you weren't. And he knows that his show has been shit. Apparently, recently.
The reason why we didn't get all the matches that we thought we were going to get this past Raw.
He got insanely pissed at the booking, which a part of me is like, well, dude, you are the head of the snake. You should kind of know this, Vince, at this juncture.
Yeah.
But I will say this. With heels doing heel shit, AEW has kind of, in some senses, and like I said, I do partially agree, just hurt the wrestling fans, some of the wrestling fans' mind, because others see AEW and they're like, yeah, no, fuck this, I can't do this. But others will be like, well, why is WWE now doing this? And it's just like, wait a minute, AEW does this all the time where they hot shot shit. that they don't need to do.
NXT's numbers are all right. If it's true, again, all speculation. If Vince McMahon said you lost the Wednesday Night Wars, it is because Triple H decided that he was going to treat NXT like a business. He was going to treat NXT like a wrestling show, which means when it's time for the Great American Bash, when it's time for a takeover, I'll give you my best shot.
Yeah.
And by the way, folks, if we go back to the Wednesday Night Wars, every time NXT put on a show,
they destroyed what's the name of the numbers because the show was just better.
Yeah.
they destroyed
does anyone does anyone remember I don't know.
Great American
Fyter
Bash
Fest. Great American Bash the first time beat Fyter Fest
Like
both
badly.
nights. Both
Badly.
nights. And by the way, NXT was over 1 million for I think one or if not both
I
shows.
think it was both weeks.
Yeah. And by the way, Fyter Fest didn't even approach 900,000, but we're not here to talk about that. But my point is this. I'm sorry that Vince was so pressured into doing something with NXT. And again, I don't think he was pressured into it because of the numbers. I think that just was a casualty move. Vince ultimately wasn't happy with the development of people, but Vince was able to use that against Shawn and Hunter, which, by the way, folks, once again, stop listening to the dirt sheets. Bruce Pritchard and Vince will ultimately have final say over NXT, but Shawn and Triple H will still
They're
be running
still
NXT.
creative
Yeah,
over there.
Yeah,
at
exactly.
NXT.
Don't give me this BS that Bruce and Vince are going to run NXT day.
Though I will say this. Bruce Pritchard just makes me nervous. Because if it was Vince...
Yeah.
If it was purely Vince, I'd be like, you know what, the rebranding, because they also, in the past week, did a ad where they actually showed the schematics, and the schematics Vince has for that building.
That actually
great.
looks badass.
It looks really great.
Oh, yes, I
The
did see that,
stacking of
yeah.
the.
It looks like
just,
a Thunderdome.
Yes,
but with live
with
fans.
live fans. And so that's why I'm like, alone Vince production wise.
Well, but remember,
the
Bruce
show's
is
gonna
also
look
a
lot
yes
better.
man. Bruce is also a
And
yes
that's
man.
my problem.
And the plan is still having it in
CWC.
The CWC. Still going to be the same one.
Their lease with what's the name is over now.
Full
Okay,
sale.
all right.
Sale, yep.
Full
Well,
sale.
but the other
Okay.
thing
And they
about
didn't
it,
renew
well,
it.
the other thing about it is that, let's be honest here, the whole point, business-wise, was to leave Full Sail at some point.
At some point, yes.
COVID just forced them to find their own place. The CWC is something that was probably in the works for a long time.
Something like it probably was.
No, exactly.
Like I said, I will say this. That's the only thing that makes me nervous about the rebrand is Bruce Pritchard. Because I watch Raw every week.
But the truth is, the truth is that in my opinion, from what I've seen, I still think that Triple H and Shawn can grab Vince's ear, and I think they're going to get more of their shit through than people think.
I think, especially Triple H will, because now the story, now people are trying to put out, well, maybe it'll be Bruce Pritchard who takes over WWE. I'm like, first off, no chance of that.
No.
Yes,
The problem is Bruce wouldn't know what to do because he's been an ass kisser his entire life.
Exactly.
He wouldn't know what to do with the damn thing.
He actually doesn't know how to lead.
No.
So yeah, Triple H has been forced to take a bit of a back seat here, which I think sucks overall because I think working with his son-in-law at this point, especially for shows like Raw, would do him a world of wonders.
Yes.
Because I think having Shawn oversee NXT would actually be a better idea.
I do think that Triple H did need a reality check in that stop trying to be ROH because not even ROH is ROH from 5 years ago anymore.
No, not anymore.
Try and be more Attitude Era, Raw, SmackDown. Try to be more. Think basically Vince's. I guarantee Vince probably said this. Think bigger is basically what I think Vince was trying to get.
I mean, he thought huge, and then of course they pulled those plans because remember they talking about NXT Japan, NXT India.
Well, but okay.
By the way, which was stupid to think they were going to take NXT to Japan.
Exactly.
That was fucking stupid.
But Jesse,
Yeah, I agree.
You
with
can
that.
do WWE shows in Japan.
Yeah.
But that's about as much as you're going to get done.
But Jesse, let's look at the places. First of all, India, no one knows how to crack that market right now. That's still a different thing. And with the Delta variant
Well, I
situation,
mean, with
not gonna happen.
India, they could still run at least a camp there.
Yeah, here's the deal, folks.
Yeah.
Japan's got too many big promotions.
You cannot.
It's not going to happen.
There
Such
ain't
a terrible
The
idea.
reason why
There ain't no room
NXT
there.
UK worked was because of two reasons. Number one, it's not WWE style, it's UK style.
Yes.
Number two, there's nothing else in the UK at the level of a Noah, of an all.
True.
I'm not even going to bring New Japan into this because they're WWE level, so you were never going to compete with New Japan. But here's the deal. In Japan, you were never going to beat All Japan. You were never going to beat Noah.
I mean, W&W got close-ish to that, but unfortunately, they've had a lot of oversight issues. But I will say this. I think overall,
And this is all the same shit as heels doing heel shit.
Yes,
folks.
it is.
I'm sorry, it is.
I think overall
because everyone's been so desensitized.
Which, by the way, AEW literally just fucking announced that because they've now realized you can't sit there and tape fucking 3 hours of shows before Rampage because people just don't give a shit.
Well,
and they're not going to give it a response.
Well, but even Vince realized that 205 Live was probably good, but there's no reason for you to do it after SmackDown because half the audience left SmackDown.
And they should have did it before SmackDown. I've always said that.
Yeah,
They should have been before SmackDown.
100%.
And that's on him.
Yeah.
That was, and I think I can't wait till the stories come out.
But he's recognized the mistake, and that's why it's happening at the CWC.
Because if I was someone who worked for him, I'm like, no, that was on you. I told you to never fucking do that.
No,
terrible
yeah.
idea.
Oh,
Get them excited for SmackDown.
Yeah, but here's the deal, though. Jesse's also in the music business, folks.
Correct.
Jesse would say that to Vince, but you know how to word it to someone to where it comes off as a way they can think.
You're also you got to be honest and understand that your honesty might get you fired, but at least you'll still be respected. Where you're just like, listen, dude, like as great as you've been, as great as your thoughts have been and your creative has been, this was a terrible idea.
Yeah.
You actually hurt our own financial long term with this idea. Because you decided to put it after something which you should have put it before.
Exactly.
Because you could have got people more excited, which means more people would have tuned in for it.
Exactly.
And Yeah, would I've gotten fired for a week or two? Yeah, but Vince just seems like the kind of guy who'd be like, you know what? I respect the motherfucker for coming and saying it.
Yeah.
So come on back in a couple weeks.
You would just be at home for a week.
Yeah.
You'd be at home for a
Get
couple
him the
weeks.
hell out of here. They call, hey, I need you back.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, back to first of all, now back to AEW and whatever the hell is happening tonight.
Yeah.
Because let me explain something to you. This past week, Jesse, I can't believe it. It took 3 weeks. They've already got shit on CM Punk. They've already got him involved with dumb shit. What was this segment? What was the point of? First of all, Daniel Garcia's got a busier schedule than Ric Flair's the NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
For real, though.
Holy shit!
Wow.
But folks, let me explain something to you. Punk was not made better by this in any way. What happened on it? Leroy has no idea what happened yet. So
by the way, they really love 2.0, formerly known as Everrise.
So Leroy, guess what? First of all, and by the way, for people in AEW, your ratings slowly dipping back down to that 900,000 mark.
It is.
The Punk's already wearing off. Holy shit! Who knew? But anyway,
It's
Leroy.
the whole 2 week
wait,
push
wait,
thing.
wait.
So Leroy,
We knew.
that's fair.
See, at least we know.
Yeah, but Leroy,
Yes.
so anyway,
All right.
CM Punk actually went to a Dynamite
Yeah.
and came out with shit on his jacket. Because what ended up happening was Daniel Garcia and Everrise 2.0
Stuff
whatever.
on it, like somebody threw something on his jacket.
No. CM Punk actually is actually being hurt by the booking of AEW. It only took 3 weeks.
Oh my god. Yeah. Not surprised.
Here's why. Daniel Garcia and AEW comes out, and so does 2.0. And first of all, 2.0 doing a good job.
I mean, they're doing great.
But here's the deal. They come out, they talk about how they want that. Typical underneath heel promo, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it was. And then Punk comes out. Typical response. We're back in Chicago. People were still loving it. Some dude forgot that Punk was straight edge and offered him a beer. That was a funny story.
That was pretty funny.
I did see that. I was
That was
like,
a funny
dude,
picture.
you
That was
dumbass.
very funny.
So Punk comes in.
You
I
chug
don't
it.
even want to say he cuts a promo. He just spoke again because that's what he does.
Yes.
Like you said, one of the best talkers we've ever
Yes.
seen. So he talks to them. He says, "Can I still do this?" Blah blah blah. But then Daniel Garcia and Everrise jump in the ring. They jump Punk badly, I mind you.
It was weird.
So Punk's first action, sadly, I don't care how long they've been out there on their television, they're not big enough for Punk to be dealing with right now. This was bad.
To be honest, though, their first feud before they got involved in this Punk stuff was with John Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and Darby Allin. and
True, but here's the deal, Jesse.
They, like I said, they were. I'm not. By the way, it's weird that he's even around this, but it's because I agree.
Yeah.
But they seem to really, really like 2.0, formerly known as Everrise.
Well, but Jesse, how long until they give up on them because they're only with them because they're former WWE? We all know in AEW that lasts about a month and a half, and then they forget you were even there. But
then you're constantly at dark and dark elevation.
but no. So Leroy,
Getting added up wins
All right.
so you can get a title shot that doesn't matter.
So Leroy, Punk is now being beaten down by 2.0 and Daniel Garcia, right?
Okay.
Man, that guy's been super busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, here's what happened.
All right.
This was obviously a way to get Darby Allin and Punk in the ring face to face.
Correct.
But
Oh, yeah.
then Sting
Also for a way for him to hit the GTS
Yes.
so people can get that pop.
But Leroy, Darby Allin and Sting, not only does the music hit, but they walk down there. And when I say walk down there, they had no business. Like for some reason, Punk is getting his ass kicked, and they have no real urgency to get to this ring.
To be fair, I mean...
I don't think Sting can do a run-in anymore.
He can't. He probably literally can't run
Give him
like
a
that
power
anymore.
chair and he could.
Well, but Darby could have at least
skateboarded.
skateboarded and he would have gotten there faster.
That's
Dar-
true.
yeah.
But anyway, so Leroy...
In Darby's defense, if I'm facing you on Sunday, I'm not in a rush to save you. I mean, I'll come help, but I mean, I'm gonna let you get your ass whooped. That just helps my eyes.
Well, that's fair. But anyway, so then...
Then again, I would probably be a heel in pro wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. Anyway, so Leroy.
Yes.
Then, and again, this is where again CM Punk didn't look 100 times worse, but he didn't look any better. So then they get in the ring, and then all three of them hit the finisher. What are we doing?
By the way, it wasn't timed very well either.
Oh God, no, the timing on this was terrible.
It wasn't timed.
But anyway,
well at
Darby, hit something. Sting hit something. Punk got the GTS.
all. Darby hits the coffin drop.
Yeah.
Sting hits the Scorpion Death drop, and then
Punk
late hits the GTS.
Yeah, but the fact is this, Leroy.
Which of course they oversold the shit out
Yep.
of.
And then Sting cuts a typical Sting promo, which when he's by himself and no one's leading him is just meh. It ain't great, but it's not.
I hate to say it, man. Sting has never been a great promo.
No.
I just and I loved Sting as a kid, but really
looking
look
back,
he was never a
we've
good
said it on
promo.
the show even before you got here. You might have been here, might not have here, but Leroy and I both said this. Sting was helped a lot by the talent around him.
Yeah.
Sting's aura.
Because Sting always had a presence about him.
That's why Sting didn't work out long term in Impact, was because Sting trying to carry young talent was never going to work.
Right.
He can't do it because, again, he was a slightly better student than Warrior. But Warrior.
But I've always said, though, which is why I think I never liked Goldberg, was the fact that, like, the difference between Sting and Goldberg is miles, because at least Sting is he's just trying to cut the cool babyface promo.
Yeah.
Where Goldberg just, to me, always came. I'm just saying, as a black dude from Brooklyn, it came off. Once again, I hate to bring race into it. It came off very Superman, like, I'm going to save the day, tough guy-ish. Like, it felt like pure bullshit every time Goldberg spoke.
Yeah. Well, but remember, if I can bring it into the comic book world, and this isn't racial, this is the comic book world. Black Adam,
which is why I used to love seeing Triple H whoop his ass. That was the only time I actually cheered.
Triple H,
because I was like, "Oh, please whoop his bald ass!" I can't stand this dude.
But I mean, if we look at DC Comics, Superman is Superman. Black Adam,
he's a Boy Scout, which is why a lot of black people don't like him.
But Black Adam was always a much different personality, which is why he clashed with not only Shazam, because again, Shazam is a kid, but he's basically Superman. He's just a child.
And I think a lot, and going to comic books, when people are like, "Why did black people like Batman more?"
This might be the first time that Kenny actually listens to us because we're having a comic book conversation.
Comic book reference to wrestling.
Yeah.
It's because like Batman just felt like a real dude. I got rich after my parents got killed because they were rich, and I'm coming to fuck everybody up.
Yeah.
Like, you respect that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the smartest guy in the room.
Like,
Superman is just like, oh, I'm overpowered, and I'm a Boy Scout. And it's like, oh, well, fuck you, dude. I can't, I have no interest in that.
But again, Superman was always created for white America. We all know that.
Yeah.
Batman, just like you said, Jesse, much like Ric Flair, was sort of became a product of what Black America was.
Yeah.
Because again, Black America has really grown up. It's in rap like crazy.
Yeah.
It's about showmanship.
Yeah.
It's about showing that you are rich, you are the smartest guy in the room, and that was Rick to a T.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Snoop Dogg said it, so you can't get mad at me. Snoop Dogg said it. The black community loves Ric Flair.
It's just factual.
Yeah.
Well,
but anyway,
and it's what the with the black audience is I believe for the CW, they have a Batwoman that is black right now.
Here's the
it's
deal,
very
folks.
interesting,
Here's
that
the deal, folks.
storyline with that,
I am
too.
not mad at Batwoman because of the black woman. I'm mad at the Batwoman series because it is way too feminazi for me.
Mm-hmm.
They also should have never hired Ruby Rose, but that's a digression. Let me.
All right.
So
back to wrestling.
Fair enough.
By the way, don't ever accuse me of being transphobic, people, because as you know, I'm one of the bigger Nyla Rose fans. So let's never accuse me of that.
No.
She's a terrible actress, Ruby Rose.
Yeah.
But let me come back to this. CM Punk's gonna win clean. So, like, the whole point of doing that
Which, by the way, Punk needs to win, because if you put Darby over him after all the momentum he's built, you're morons. Punk has to win.
Well, they are morons, but
they can't be this stupid.
Tony's not that stupid.
No.
I hope so. I hope so.
Like,
he's too much of a mark to be that stupid.
Vince could pull it off when CM Punk had been there for a few years, where he might lose in Chicago.
Exactly.
Because he had been there for a few years. You can do it story-wise.
You never win in your hometown with Vince.
It's not only that, but the thing about it is that Vince never got Punk 7 years removed, coming back to that kind of reaction. And let's be honest, as much as I sometimes like what Vince does, because I sit back and try to enjoy it, Vince would have taken Punk's promo and fed him some no-named heel just to fuck with it. And what they did was perfect because they left it alone.
Yeah.
But now I'm learning And again, my God, if there's one thing I will actually give a slow golf clap to this company for. Y'all proved me right way faster than I was honestly thinking you would. But they have already dumbed down CM Punk. I can't believe it's already happened. I still can't believe it. You guys, first of all, you could have done this with Team Taz, which is what Brian last suggested, because at least they'd be bigger on the card. You could have done. Yeah. First of all, it's AEW. You could have done this with any main event star, and it would have been better than Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, I mean, at least if you do it with Team Taz, I mean, those three guys are established. Everybody likes Ricky Starks.
Yeah,
it actually would have come off really well because those two bantering would have been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and listen. I like Daniel Garcia. Like he's starting to grow on me.
I can't hate the guy because he's a lot like Riddle in the sense that I don't really know what his thing is other than Riddle just being a stoner. But that's kind of who Matt Riddle is as a person.
Well, and here's the other thing
But in ring, they're fine.
I'm about to say, in ring, they don't have bad matches. They just don't.
Riddle, and I say it every week, and Allison has seen every Riddle match since he's been up. Since he's been called up, actually since NXT, he hasn't had a bad match.
No,
when the bell sounds, Riddle is on point.
Yes.
They just haven't finited what the gimmick is outside of it.
And Daniel Garcia is even though he's younger, is right there. Like the kid does not have bad matches, even as a heel. Like he knows how to like pick even the bigger opponents apart that are bigger than him. He's very damn good. As far as in-ring storytelling.
Yeah.
His promos damn sure need work. Because every time I hear him speak with 2.0, I'm like, boy, that comes off insanely generic. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hell, if you came to a DPW show with that, people would be like, okay.
Well, but everyone's sitting here blaming, Vince for wrestling being overscripted. I'm sorry, did Tony Khan literally not just say no one has creative control and everything goes through me? You're writing. Oh, by the way, can we also point this out?
By the way, we'll see. So on Dark, Max Caster is back.
All right. That was where hold on a second.
All right.
I was about to go there, and
I haven't fully watched it yet.
Okay,
so.
all right.
Okay, I was going to talk about that.
It's fucking stupid to put that out on a Saturday night, by the way.
Not only that, but okay, Leroy, you probably haven't heard it yet, but Max Caster's back. So apparently the whole he's in hot water thing was bullshit. You sent him away for less sensitivity training than Sammy was.
right.
What bothers me even more
Sammy
is...
said like 3 years ago.
Oh, by the way, hold on. Okay, so quick timeline. Max Caster does the rap. People get angry. We pull the show. We edit out the rap. We freaking put the show back up. He's gone. We apologize. He puts up the whole I'm no longer an AEW shtick. And then all of a sudden, he's back. No one knows about it. And he starts out with, and this is why I think from a business standpoint, shut up everyone from friends to family to I don't care who the fuck you think you are. This is why this company's in trouble. He starts his goddamn shtick with, this rap has been approved by AEW management. So now you're making fun of what you did. So hold on a sec. You were so outraged. Well, you weren't because you put it up.
I was about to say they weren't outraged.
So let me get this straight. You sit there and you apologize. You say, okay, it was an oversight. Tony Khan needed to shut the fuck up because he just kept talking about the Max Caster situation. Yeah. Let it go, you fucking Adderall moron.
Yeah, usually, like...
Let it fucking go.
Like, usually you want to just... if you
Statement, be done.
Statement... You suspend them for a couple of weeks with pay, and then you move on.
Yeah.
Let people forget about it. Things happen so much,
you wouldn't shut up about Max Caster. And what didn't make any sense was that, there were interviews, he brought it up.
Yeah.
The interviewer didn't even talk about it.
Yeah.
He kept bringing this shit up. And what happens? The first time he's back, supposedly you were finally in charge of Dark... You make fun of it by having him come out and say, this has been approved by AEW.
Here's the worst part.
They made a joke about something.
It was, like I keep saying.
It proves they didn't give a shit.
It also proves my point about them for the last 2 years. Everything with this company that's not, like, oversighted by Cody, it's a fucking meme to these guys.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't care what anyone says.
Cody's the only one that doesn't fucking treat it like a joke.
I don't care what anyone says. You pissed off Domino's, which means you pissed off TNT.
Yeah.
They're angry about it, and everyone's like, well, it's still cheap for TNT. Yeah, but here's the deal. They're still business people. They're a little bit angry that something they're paying for, quote unquote, just shot them in the foot.
We should, I don't know, how long until they go to TBS?
First of the year? Jesse?
Is it the first of the
It's
year?
January, isn't
Should
it?
we-
January.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
January.
We should start a countdown
Right
to
after-
TBS.
Right after
Holy
Rock
crap.
and Rager, they'll be on TBS full time.
Yep.
Should we start a countdown to TBS? Would that be funny?
What is it, like 4 months now? Or
Yeah, I was
4
about to
months
say,
later?
it's-
But anyway,
It might not happen before the end of the year like I thought,
will
but it's
figure out-
happening
but
after
We
Rock
will
and
figure out the
Rager.
days.
But by the way, folks, then one of your freaking top stars tells a national brand that is on the channel that's currently employing you, chill the fuck out. Here's the deal, folks. Forget Tony Khan. Shad Khan would have fined John Moxley. Vince McMahon would have fined John Moxley. Any businessman in America would have fined or suspended John Moxley.
They would have been right in sending John the fuck home.
Yes, because here's the deal. John, I love you.
And I love John.
John, congratulations. He's the new GCW World
You're living
Champion.
your best life, but sometimes shut the fuck up and let the business people handle the business.
But
side of
again,
things.
who is the only guy who's given a real professional interview? It's been Cody.
Yeah.
The owner of the company can't even fucking do it.
No.
Tony Khan, Anthony, whatever the hell your goddamn Christian name is, sit over on the side, shut the hell up,
Right.
and stop.
Right.
You said you don't want to be Vince. You're getting pretty damn close, but you're the fucking grade school version. Okay, Jesse, I know we
Right.
already know this is true. And Leroy, you can chime in here. He's literally coming off as the kid who daddy will just sign the checks.
I mean, that's what he is.
yeah.
That's all he's doing.
That's exactly what
I
he
don't
is,
care
bro.
how much more successful you are than me in business, but folks, are you going to piss off your advertisers?
No.
No. Are you going to tell your advertisers, who, by the way, are a bigger company than you are? You know what? Forget advertiser. Jesse, would you piss off the people who are allowing you to be on television?
Absolutely not.
I want to point something out.
Absolutely not.
WCW was actually making money,
Yes, they were.
and TNT said, we don't want wrestling. It was gone.
Yeah.
It was done. Folks, these people can pull any show at any time.
Yeah.
Now, maybe Netflix will pick you up, but you're not as big as TNT.
I mean, listen, maybe they'll get a deal on UPN that now usually just shows like older shows and shit all the time. Like
It's
maybe
got Becker on there more often than it has
you
actual
know,
real
you know,
shit.
maybe they'll be like, we'll try wrestling one more time since WWE took it away from us. You never know.
But it's Jesse. Okay.
I mean, then they actually might be over 1 million just because it's on TV.
Yeah, right. Jesse, okay, back to you.
That's true.
Jesse, when you play in the bands,
Yeah.
do you piss off the venue?
It's stupid to no. I never do.
Do you ever talk shit on stage about any of the liquors or the food that is carried at the bar?
No, not until I'm done and I've gotten paid.
Which is
And
fair.
by the way,
which is fair.
I do it privately with the owners.
Yes.
And I don't talk shit. I just critique.
Right. But
But because you always want to have that relationship where they still want you back.
But if you're at a bar where one of their main taps is, let's say, PBR or like
Yeah.
Michelob,
Yeah.
are you talking shit about those things on stage?
No.
No, because guess what? That's going to get back to the reps, and the reps are going to pull their shit because guess what? PBR and Michelob don't need that venue.
No.
They got national friggin' brands.
Yes, they do.
They don't need a venue wherever, and no offense, Jesse's not playing the Garden yet, but they don't need your venue.
Yeah,
They can
no.
pull from that venue whenever the hell they want.
Yes, they can.
And then, by the way, folks, if that venue just goes to the market and picks up some PBR and sells it for an extra $1, they're still losing money instead of kegs.
Right.
We're still, losing money. So before we get back to this, we have a little fun special thing for everyone here
Yes,
that
we
we will
do.
get to here in a little bit. We're just double checking. Yep. Leroy's double checking. Ladies and gentlemen, we didn't even get to this yet. This is a bit of a surprise. I don't know. No, we just never talked about it. But for some reason, Leroy can't get enough pain and punishment in his life. Leroy has invited back everyone's favorite guest on the show, Mr. Darin Corbin. Leroy's going to get us set up here, and we're going to make sure Darin is there. Darin, are you there, sir?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
Hey!
All right. We apologize that we always make you go through Leroy. I mean, we can't afford a real secretary, so he's kind of the best we can do right now.
Hey, I'm cool with it as long as he's able to get me on the show. That's fine. I mean, like as long as he knows how to hit the right buttons.
Yeah, well.
Yes, I do know how to answer my phone.
All right. Well, anyway, so Mr. Corbin, we thank you first of all for coming back. Always a pleasure to have you. Although I will say this.
Last time we did this.
Huh?
When was the last time we did it? I know it was over
WrestleMania.
kind of over the pandemic stuff, right?
It was WrestleMania weekend actually.
Yeah, wow.
Oh,
yeah.
that's what it was.
Yeah,
Yep,
that was our
but,
second show.
Yep. But I find it very interesting that you're slumming with us because apparently the family's come into a very large amount of money recently. Are you getting a cut of these wonderful new cars that your brother seems to be portraying on SmackDown?
Oh, I'm not getting a cut of the cars because I got mine and I like my stuff, and I've never really been one to need more. So my garage can only hold so many.
That's fair. That's fair.
Is true.
Let me say this: when it comes time for cooking and grilling, I know who I'm getting my hookup and my advice from.
There is something about that Wagyu, folks.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. But so anyway, Darin. So yes, it has been a while since we've talked. You have clearly been right back to work. A bunch of shows. Just recently, you had your what was it? The 120th Cannon versus Corbin fight.
Yeah, it was 120, and as many. I can't remember if we've talked about it on the show, but since day one, ever since I read Chris Jericho's book, I kept track of all my matches since day one.
Okay.
Oh,
I
wow.
kept track of. I have a Microsoft Word sheet that has kept track of all my matches, and then I have a Microsoft or an Excel spreadsheet that has every opponent.
Okay.
And then I also keep the win-loss record there, and then I have a couple other things like states wrestled in and titles and stuff like that, like championships won.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I was getting a lot of questions because the deal is with the pandemic, it threw so much off, so I almost lost track of where I was because I had just had 1,200 matches right before, kind of shortly before everything shut down. So
Yeah.
people were when I jumped back into everything and it seemingly I've been wrestling again, having matches with Cannon again, people were like, well, what number is this? And I was like, I think, because I hadn't had to look at the sheet for so long, I was like, I think it's 116 or 117. And then when I finally was able to sit down and do the updates and it came about, I was like, oh, this is going to be 120, number 120 on
Wow.
All right. Yeah. Obviously, that match regrettably did not go your way.
No.
No.
Did not.
I saw that. It was very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Get out a little bit.
Yeah. By the way, folks, for anyone out there wondering, Mr. Corbin is having to do most of this office work himself because his consultant seems to be in a trunk somewhere and is unable to. Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah. They dropped him off in Iowa City. He on the newest Snapchat that came out today. He was discussing a little bit where he made a deal or something like that during a card game, which, I'd only believe a half of what he said.
Right.
Yes.
He was able to find his way back home from Iowa City, which, judging by his luck, I got to be honest, I am surprised he didn't get kidnapped again.
Oh my God.
Else.
Yeah, I have.
You get kidnapped twice in one day, but he is now back.
Okay.
We haven't really talked about the entire 2 weeks. I feel like there's still a lot of things that he doesn't want to really divulge. But, we're a little bit back to the new format. I was still impressed that he tried real hard to actually check in.
That is good.
That was super helpful.
That was really impressive,
Yeah.
by the way.
I definitely have to get time to watch
I'm not,
the newest one right now.
folks, we here at the show do not condone any form of crime, but to the kidnappers, thank you for allowing him to at least have some scheduled time with his clients. That was
very
wonderful by
kind.
them. Yeah.
Very kind.
Yeah, it was very kind of them.
He
But
described it. He says it was actually, it doesn't sound like it was too traumatic. It sounds like it was quite pleasant. But if I had to guess, at times I think it might have been worse for the kidnappers than having to deal with them in such large doses.
That might be true.
I've gotten a chance to watch this consultant quite a bit now,
Yes.
and I've got to be honest. That's probably what happened, Corbin. I think more than 20 minutes with that consultant. I think I would have returned him to you as well.
Hey man, you got to remember, we just did episode 187, so
Yeah.
I've done my fair share of stuff with him, so I completely understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I still think, folks, I'm still not, I understand he was kidnapped. I'm still more concerned over the inability to have toast for that long in your life. I just
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
I
too.
mean, what did he have for a breakfast side for years? Was it just bread balls? Was it just like cookie dough, uncooked dough?
At first I was like, maybe he just did like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches the whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe he just ate eggs the whole time. I
Right.
mean,
With
he kind of
the
always
bacon?
smells like eggs, so I mean that would make sense. But
Breaking news on the show: consultant smells like eggs. That's a new fact, folks.
I just have no idea. Like, there's a lot of times that I go through where I'm just kind of like, I shouldn't even be surprised anymore with them. But
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as we've said on the show, we can't really say he hasn't helped you. I mean, that would be unfair to the working relationship.
Oh, absolutely, and I got to give him credit. He does come through when he needs to, and he does a good job, and he handles a lot of the a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So I gotta be honest. He does take a lot of stress off me if any of this is there. He's willing to kind of go that extra mile. So I do appreciate it, which is really nice. But
right.
I can't say he hasn't done anything for me. Otherwise, we still wouldn't be together.
That's fair.
I mean, he was still, it seemed like he was still trying to work while being in the trunk of a car. I mean, that's dedication.
Yeah,
that is dedication.
You can't say he's not dedicated to the job.
It's very hard to find workers like that, even if you can't stand being around them after 20 minutes.
And Darin has been a very busy man since.
Oh, yes.
I mean, all across obviously Minnesota, we've had many shows. So Darin, you obviously, to sort of segue there, you were talking about being selective, when you were coming back. So what's gone into the selection process of the shows you've already worked? What was that process like for you?
Well, a big part of it was I kind of was going to have the attitude of having things fall into my lap, was kind of my thought. And I just didn't know where everyone was at, especially because, as you know, I did a lot of traveling prior.
Right.
Yeah.
Like out-of-state shows. I only really did a few locally.
Yeah.
So I was kind of trying to watch, since all states are different, how they're handling everything.
Correct.
I was very curious about it, so I didn't really know where we were at. When I first came back in April,
Yep.
I was like, I guess we'll kind of see what the level of interest is and kind of feel it out from there. And so, like, when I did the show in April, there wasn't really anything in May that I didn't actually have any bookings through the month of May.
Mm-hmm.
And then June was going to be my next one. And then it was slowly, like, some places started popping up. So it was more so places I've been wrestling for prior. So it was like First Wrestling that I do a lot for.
Yeah.
And then Higher Ground was doing theirs, so I had Higher Ground. But honestly, up until recently, I didn't really have too many of the things that I was even locally doing. So I was just kind of like enjoying some weekends off. And then all of a sudden, freelance, Battleground, a couple of the yearly or annual events popped up, like the 1029 bar.
Yep.
So I kind of started having a few things that were able to go back to the way they were, and then being like, oh, that's great, because I did Mondo Lucha, I did freelance, or I have freelance coming up on Friday. So a lot of the shows like that were just kind of coming back, and still there's a few that I haven't heard or haven't really seen yet.
Yeah.
But my September schedule, actually, in a matter of one weekend, my September went from having like 2 or 3 shows to having 6.
Okay.
And it was just a matter of everything kind of came together in September. So.
And you're heading down to Texas, I believe?
That one's just for that one's a separate trip. I don't have a wrestling show lined up, but I made it a goal of mine because I wanted to do a little bit more just traveling in general.
Yeah.
And there's a couple spots where like I have on the list, and it's like if I have friends in the area, some spot like food places that I've always wanted to check out, attractions. I would like to go to, not necessarily on this trip, but like I've been trying to line up stuff where I can go to like different ballparks and stuff like that and catch some games and whatnot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the biggest goal that I tried to set for myself is even out of state shows or out of state travel, I wanted to make sure that I could actually enjoy the time that I was traveling.
Right.
Yeah.
Not just do the show and head back.
Right. Yeah. Well, now, okay, so kind of transitioning, how many episodes, off the top of your head, can you remember? What are you into now for Darin Does Dining? How many episodes is on your Patreon currently?
So right now there's 8 I have the King of the Kitchen tournament that I'm going to be doing, which will go over the first 8, see which one ranked the best out of those.
Yep.
And then I have currently 3 in the can right now that actually I started filming. I just have to edit together.
Right.
So, so I have a couple more that are coming. One was from actually a while ago when I was in Milwaukee. I had that place that I stopped. And then I've had a couple spots where it was like, because I did a few local areas.
Yeah.
But definitely when I go to Dallas, I'm going to definitely add a couple to the list there and kind of want to do it. I might do it as the way that I did the Vegas one, where it's like all the trips and where I rank each one that I stopped at, or if I do individual episodes for each one. I'm not sure yet.
Okay, yeah. No, definitely one of my favorite series.
Oh, yes.
Maybe because I'm just an inner fat kid, but I mean, Darin brings a slight uniqueness to the dining experience.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Once again, available on Darin's Patreon. You can join for a very low price. Well,
Of which $1.
I think it's a great deal.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah,
deal.
no, it's a great deal. But you can also join for slightly more expensive stuff, but not by much. Very, I mean, right now I'm at I believe the $5 tier. Leroy, I believe that's where you're at.
I think we're at the 5 or 10.
Yep,
Yeah, we're up
you
there.
have the 5 or 10. But yeah, I mean, for only $10 a month, the amount of quality entertainment and just quality content you can have for yourself is absolutely
great.
fantastic.
It's incredible.
And Darin is also a wonderful historian of the wrestling world. So, I mean, you get some great little nuggets in there.
Yes,
and everything. And like you said, he keeps track of all of his stuff. So, I mean, even hearing the 700 Club is a wonderful time for me as well, all that kind of stuff.
And a couple of the boxes we got a list of 2 different years of his wrestling.
Yes.
So, and that was
it's a
very
lot of fun.
interesting.
Wait, are you guys saying there's a list of Corbin?
There is a list of Corbin.
There's a list of Corbin.
Well, I
Leroy's
think
got
he
it
has
somewhere.
one.
Oh, I must find a way to get this list of Corbin.
Well,
I've actually been doing some of those as well, where I had a good feedback, because when I did it for you guys for a lot of the Corbin Crate stuff, I actually had a couple people who joined one of the tiers where the monthly Mystery Gift is part of it, and I threw in the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I got real positive feedback on that, where people were able to kind of look at like some of the places I started in like my first couple matches, and then with Patreon in general, like it's been really nice and kind of given me a good outlet to, because I think it's been since mid-March, I've posted something, at least something new every day on my Patreon.
right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice to kind of keep consistent and keep things up.
Yep.
And so, like, whether it is talking about, like how I just did the reigns and rankings,
Okay.
and just did that, talking about old championship rankings.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or we're talking about food stuff, or just talking about, like, as you said, in the 700 Club, like, fun stories that I've had, or anything that comes out of my, like, Q&A. I've had some people that have messaged me, like, when I talk about certain stories, and like, I would love to hear more about this, and kind of go from there. And so it's kind of nice that they kind of chain react into other things.
So basically, is this are you saying that like more so you would like to start like a list of storytelling type of series, or is it more so people would have would at least be able to have access to that list more often? I mean, like, what's the plan there?
So I've been kind of debating on it for a little bit too, because like I think right now, like, I really like the variety of what comes up and what I'm able to do, because even with some of the stuff, just like the, like, for viewers like you show, which I haven't done too many episodes for a while, I was thinking about it, because between, like, weekend updates and recaps, and then, like, certain videos, certain days, it's like, some weeks I have so much to talk about, because one of the things I've really enjoyed has been doing those, like, predictions for the show and seeing what people think are going to happen. And, each one of those has, like, a gift attached to it as well. So, like, if people get the predictions right, they can earn gifts.
Wow.
And that's available to all tiers.
Both me and Zach won.
3 shows, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And I have 3 of those. And then I know a lot of people are always like, oh, man, he must be busy. How did this go in? And that's when I started doing the recap videos.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it doesn't really give me too much of a gap. But, like, the one thing that I've been trying to do is, that's why I've been doing the rewinds as well. Because some of the newer people might not have been able to go back into the archives a lot and go and take a look. So I try and redo those because there's a lot of information in there. And then, as I've always kind of said on my Patreon and like what I want to create is if there's certain stuff that community at the time, like for example, you guys know this with being the members, but if there was certain stuff that appeal more to you and I can do those polls and you want to see more of this, then I can kind of snowball into that. And like that's one of the things where I can start talking about more like doing more of those, even for some videos, certain promos and whatnot, the Zoom meeting style where we can like actually have discussions about them as we're watching, and they don't go too long because they max out at like 40 minutes. So we can kind of watch and just kind of talk about it. Sometimes we might get a couple episodes in, or might get a couple in, or we might end up also just going off on tangents. But I think whatever natural, I think is nice. So I kind of always like the idea that there's so many options available. And I'm kind of excited to see what kind of keeps coming up now with even the schedule picking up and being a little bit more busy.
Yeah.
Because I'll be able to still get stuff in, but it's going to be a thing.
Yep. Good.
Yeah. And it's like, it's great to have you on, Darin, even though we had the painful first meeting. But last week we had... Yeah, painful for me, yes.
I actually came out of that just peachy.
I know. Just
peachy.
me.
I felt almost rejuvenated after that, to be perfectly
honest. Last week we had Jack Ledger on. You remember him, right?
Yeah, of course.
He did say he's not a big fan of gingers, but he really liked you. You surprised him.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he wanted me to say, hey. I'm like, yeah, we're probably going to get him on the next couple of weeks, so...
Did he say why he's not a fan of gingers?
I don't believe we actually got to that point.
No, we didn't get into detail.
No.
We might have to do that the next time. He wants to come back on the show. We might have to talk to him about that.
Yeah.
But you are the one exception to his rule.
Apparently.
Yeah.
It's funny. I guess I've heard similar in the past. People are always like, no, you're okay. Like blah, blah, blah. But in the same sense, I kind of feel as though, how can I put, like...
Oh, little audio.
Hang on there, Darin. Hang on. I think we're losing you there a little bit.
Okay, let me know if I'm coming back.
Yep. Hang on. Leroy's going to check it here.
No, he's there.
Oh, he's there? Okay.
You can hear me?
All right.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
I think the media portrays gingers not in the most positive light.
That's what, that's fair to you guys. They tell people you guys don't have souls, but you clearly have feelings.
Very much so.
Oh yeah, and I mean, the no soul thing just makes life a little easier. The being sunburned all the time, that's not exactly a positive.
Well, as we learned recently at a show, you know what? Always got to have that suntan lotion. I still got some of the farmer tan going there.
I'm still peeling a little bit.
Yeah,
you poor people of pale skin.
Yeah.
You didn't come out of that as a daisy either, so don't be looking at me.
I'm still chocolate and beautiful.
Being pale skin in this is a curse. That's
It definitely is.
Right.
We might have to talk to him a little bit more about his stuff. But he had very good things to say about you, Darin, and everything. And,
Leroy may actually have to.
That, so.
Yeah, so Leroy may actually have to learn some journalistic stuff for the show for the first time. So
I'm trying. I'm working better with Darin. I mean, that's a start.
That's because you're not in the same room, but
Well, that would help too.
You're you're incredibly aggravating when you're in the room with someone.
I got to work on that.
Yeah, you do.
see you. Maybe that was part of it.
That might have something else to do with it. So obviously, September is very full. So, I mean, with how busy you've actually sort of been throughout the summer, and then with September filling up, are you personally easing any of your, I don't want to say doubts, but I guess restrictions personally for shows, or is that still kind of in place, and you're still very leery of like certain places?
Yeah, I'm always trying to be aware, but it's not so much the place in general. It's just, I guess the biggest factor that I have is now, like, especially with traveling.
Yeah.
Knowing what exactly, like, what is the venue. I'm definitely, this is one thing for sure. over the summer in Minnesota, you're kind of lucky to be able to actually have the option to do more outdoor shows, which
Correct.
can be a little hit or miss.
Yeah.
But at least you have a little bit more open area, and also it's a little bit more. I think it's just a little bit easier to keep your distance, So like that made it a little nicer while things were still in doubt.
Yeah.
One thing I've been kind of aware of is two things actually I should say that I've been very aware of is like the personal space aspect being at shows.
Yeah.
Locker room included, size-wise included. I try kind of now. I mean, it kind of gives me an excuse to kind of. Sometimes I might go out to the merch table a little early just to kind of be away and not crowd a locker room.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, like it kind of gives me an opportunity to watch some matches. And then the other thing that I've been really trying to be more aware of, and one of the things I thought for me, well, luckily. So I've actually been pretty good not getting sick or not feeling like I haven't been as run down or even got my normal like allergy time or like got the flu that goes through.
Yep.
Yeah.
I always kind of said if I started to get to the stage now where I'm feeling like fluish or run down, I'm not going to try and push through it, and I'll probably be a little bit more aware of that. And while I never want to cancel on a show, there might be a time where I'm like, guys, listen, I'm not feeling up. I'm not personally feeling like 100%, and I've been under the weather, and I don't want to pass this on, because there were certain shows that I would do in the past where we always used to refer to it as like, oh man, I picked up the whatever crud, because the first time I remember hearing it was Shimmer.
Okay.
We went Shimmer weekend, and I wrestled on a Friday, hung out at Shimmer, and like at least a dozen of us would get sick, and it was just because it was going around a close quarter area, know.
Yeah.
So I thought if I don't contribute to that, that's something that I'm going to try and be a little bit more aware of too. But I've also been trying to be like really smart with like myself and just not trying to be, not trying to put myself in a position where I would even get people sick, infect people or whatever, just to be considerate.
Almost basically also, like not overdoing yourself in that sense.
There
right?
you go.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think my body appreciates it too, where I'm not overdoing and giving myself a little bit of time to recover. Because now an open weekend here and there is not bad.
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like the first shows after, I had the weekend off prior to this, and on Friday I felt like in my match I felt great, so I felt like maybe a little time probably is going to save my body a little bit more.
And I think it's one of those things now, especially with what's occurred in the last, I would say, 18 to 24 months. People, pushing through things is not seen as positive as it once was. Now it's more of a negative in the sense of, no, I think for the betterment of yourself and everyone around, you might want to take just another day or two to kind of,
heal yourself, make sure you're feeling all right.
Definitely. Yeah, no, exactly.
It's like me.
And I think like the two aspects that come out of it, the way like you were saying, it's like to me it doesn't really strike me as a badge of honor anymore.
Yeah,
it's not really my take. But the two parts is even if it's not like something as severe as like being, I guess the way that everyone might interpret as being like, he doesn't want everyone to get COVID or blah blah blah. Not even that, but like. Even if I was sick and I do a show and I get run down and I end up being more sick and it like knocks me out for a weekend.
Yeah.
If I take the one weekend off and I can bounce back in the next next month, I'm great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Also, if I'm not infecting somebody else and then taking away their next set of bookings because I got them sick.
Yeah.
That's also another thing too. So I guess in my head, that's where I'm trying to look at it, being like, I'll try and be a little bit more responsible or aware. And even when I've had like some allergy stuff, I just like, masks are generally recommended. I'll have this on and I'll kind of keep my distance and let people know. One thing that's changed in mine is it's not like trying to be rude or anything, but like I'll wave hi and bye, but I'm not really a handshaker as much as I was.
Understandable.
Yeah. No.
No one can blame you.
Totally get that.
Fist bump, I'm on my way out.
Yeah.
And but that's one thing that's changed. I I'm getting better at my Minnesota goodbyes. I'm not there as long.
That is a hard thing to change.
It's a hard habit to break. I've always said you can spend as much time as you want anywhere else in the world, but if you get infected with that Minnesota goodbyes disease, it's hard to break from that habit.
I'm from New York, so seeing it the last 5 years, I'm like, this is weird, guys. Let's go. There's things to do.
We gotta go now.
Guys, we gotta go.
The bar closed a half hour ago.
Let's go, people. Time to go home.
So I mean, Darin, I guess interestingly enough, I guess that kind of leads into a question that I hadn't thought of yet. With this new sort of, I guess we'll call it routine.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself being able to, as long as you're feeling up to it, do you see yourself being able to have busier months, do you think, once stuff starts to sort of open up and everything?
So my mindset right now is, so I think if you would have asked me the same question a month ago, my answer probably would have been different, because I kind of looked at, like, so July, I think I had 4 shows. August, I had like 3. I was supposed to have 4, but 1 got rescheduled.
Right.
September was coming up on just 3 or something like that. And now, like I said, I have 6. So now leading up until basically the end of October, I have shows for the next 7 weekends. So I have something for the next 7 weekends on the calendar.
Okay. Okay.
That's awesome.
Which is what I normally used to do, is try and have something every weekend.
Yeah.
Now, my goal was to be able to utilize my time a little bit better, balancing things where it would be wrestling, maybe, like actually getting to go to events or like hang out with family, friends, whatever it is, and then travel more. And the more I started thinking about it, I was like, well, that only leaves so many weekends, to do certain things. So if like 4 of the weekends are all wrestling, I'm probably not going to be able to travel and do like extra. And like the funny part is what is hilarious, and not saying that I would necessarily be booked on these particular shows, but I have turned down bookings.
Okay.
But when I booked the trip to Dallas, I was like, well, I don't think that this one will be too much of a... I had something where I was like, that could, but we had never confirmed it. And then, of course, a week after I booked the trip to Dallas and had the plane ticket already set, they messaged me and they're like, hey, we do need you for October. And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be out of the date.
Yeah.
And then another show that I would normally work popped up the same time. And I was like, well, now this is just... It's kind of funny. I think this is how it's going to go. Not that I got confirmed for that show, but I probably could have reached out and been like, hey, do you need me for this week? Blah, blah, blah. So I kind of look at it as I'll probably try and find a blend. I'll try and mix it. But I think some months are just going to be quieter than others, but it won't strike me that way because I'll keep busy with other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the first. I think I put a lot of eggs in one basket with focusing on the wrestling, and then not ever thinking. And you can, in all my previous years of wrestling, if somebody was like, "What's going to cause you to miss time off?" I would have logistically said, "I probably like an injury. I have to go to 6 months due to an injury." At no point would somebody, if they ever told me, they're like, you'll miss a year of wrestling because of a pandemic.
Yeah.
That even sounds like it sounds almost like a conspiracy theory if I was told that.
Right.
So
Definitely.
The fact that could shut down things, but even no matter how hard I would have prepared or planned, in my mind, I was like, what could I have done in that place, or what could I have done to do anything different, or would I have done anything different?
Yeah.
But now I think coming out of it, my plan is like, well, if something like this, I guess, could happen, or when I do get when an injury or maybe just some time off occurs.
Yeah.
Yes.
What will fill the gap now?
Yeah.
And I think that's the different part. That's why I'm trying to look at other options. Because the funny part is when you bring this up, on Saturday, I'm running another 5K race.
Yep.
Wow.
But it's an obstacle course. It's the Rugged Maniac Run.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Booked. It's not too well. It's on the way up to you guys.
Yeah. Yep. I've been before.
Yeah, so I'm doing my first one there. But at that time, I booked it in April, and I had no idea what was in September. And Freelance comes back, and they're doing a show on Friday, and it's like, well, I don't want to miss Freelance. But now I got to drive to Chicago, drive back through the night, and in the morning run this 5K race. I think I'm going to be dead.
just about a little bit.
Well, thankfully, this is sort of now at the, middle of your running career to the point where now you're a little more used to it.
I've actually, because I've done 2 where I have like 2 5Ks under my belt, so I know what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
And honestly, this one I'm not trying to like win or anything. I'm just trying to see what the experience is like, and I thought this would be really cool.
Yeah.
Where if I do another one next year or however I want to look at it, awesome. But like that was another thing. I wanted to do more stuff like that, and I knew taking a booking on a Saturday could affect a Saturday show.
Yeah.
But I also was kind of like, I guess it's a possibility that I might be maybe wrestling on Friday, but then being like, crap, I'm in another state on Friday. But it still works. We'll figure it out.
All right, that's what you got to do.
All right, so Darin, just to kind of clarify, we can find you obviously on YouTube. You're on Facebook. Teespring's still up, as everyone knows. Anything
Teespring's still up, and there's for tiers of the Patreon, like everyone has certain discount codes. So if you guys ever, are telling people to join, just let them know that certain tiers also get promo codes that discount their purchases there.
And I have used that a few times. So.
Yes. Leroy is very cheap, so
I'm the same way.
That I totally understand. Having 2 kids, I got to be a little cheap.
Anything special coming to the Teespring currently? Do you have any like new exciting ideas, or right now is it kind of just the basic package that we've had for a while?
So there is going to be some new stuff coming. The biggest reason is because I haven't had to think about merchandise for a while, and I picked up a couple things here and there, but I need a new T-shirt and I need new designs because I'm running low on the stock I had prior. And I just never thought about my inventory for like a year. Now I'm like, oh crap, I have nothing. Like I was looking at my boxes of like old shirts, and I'm like, I need a new design. I need to do a new order because I don't have anything. So there's probably going to be a couple new things because I really enjoy having new artists and new designers do stuff with me. So
fantastic.
I'm still interested in that baseball shirt that you have. I would love to have one of those.
My button-up one that I got.
Yep.
Now you wore to the ring. I would love to have one of those.
Yeah, I have to kind of figure out what the plan will be on those because I've actually had a few inquiries about it, but I just wanted to get something different. I just wanted to get something that was something that I didn't see because when I got the face mask, as cool as it is, people were kind of like, that kind of looks like, and I was like, well, yeah, a lot of people go through Rockwell masks, but I was like, what do I do that's different now?
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out.
All right. Well, obviously, every week we try to do our best to keep people updated on your schedule. It's available on your Facebook. Darin, personally, I got nothing left for this period of time, gentlemen, if you don't either. Darin, we appreciate your time. I understand that it's busy, but once again, taking time out of your busy schedule for us is great. Our best wishes to you and your consultant. Hopefully you can get back on a much more consistent schedule with him, because that seems to be the biggest what if in your in your schedule these days.
Yes.
That is the truth, but I appreciate you guys having me. Always thank you.
Of course.
Not a problem. Thank you, sir.
All right, you guys have a good rest of the show.
Yeah, thank you.
You have a good one.
Yep, you have a good day. All right, so once again, that is always fantastic timing. Love it.
Darin's
wonderful.
Just the best, man.
Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, his Patreon is, in my opinion, one of the most interactive Patreons.
Yeah.
I think, and people always say, most interactive. Patreon's about being interactive, but like he said, it's almost like he's a YouTuber right now, where there's so much content. Yeah, you really kind of every day. It's interesting. I don't think people realize. A lot of people may not know about this, but if you're into YouTube, you might. Unis Honest was a YouTube channel created by Markiplier and Crank Gameplays,
Correct.
Ethan, and that was through 2020.
Yeah.
Now, the idea behind that was one new video every day for 365 days. Even during a pandemic, they figured out how to do it.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, it was completely deleted, and it was a very cool idea. But the idea is that to really be someone that can, kind of find their way into people's living rooms every week, you have to have very unique and different content.
Correct.
But it has to be very consistent as well.
Yeah.
Because people will wait 6 months to a year for a television show, but, people forget about you and you come back. But especially when it comes to wrestling, one of those things where, he's found a way to, I guess, work 300 days, but he's not wrestling 300 days anymore. It's a different kind of work. Yeah. It can still be very interactive.
Of course.
Darin also, as along with those discount codes, loves giving away nice, very unique, fun prizes to everyone. He has a lot of giveaway stuff. Leroy and I both got stickers recently from a pick-a box.
A small hologram of his lovely kind of happy tree
Happy Tree Friends version.
It's awesome, and as we put out there, and I'll say that Zach shared with Darin, we have a logo and we have T-shirts we were working on, and he if you want a T-shirt, get a hold of us, we'll get you one. He gave us some helpful hints on how to change a little bit to make it look good. So again, I appreciate that.
Somebody
a lot.
who is as talented, as hardworking, and folks, let's just be honest, as good looking as Mr. Corbin. I know Mr. Ledger may have some issue with the hair, but no one here seems to have a problem with the hair. No, at all.
See, this is why he gets it with Darin. So he's sucking up really well. I don't.
And you know what? Which one of us has had a higher octave voice?
Well,
that video.
It was once. I am going to be well prepared next time.
Yes, I'm aware. But anyway, so now we're going to move on. We have one more thing to do with Spot Monkey Wrestling. Sadly, we're not going to talk anymore about our booking choices. Again, at that point, it's just a rehash of stuff that is clearly in everyone's favor.
But they do have a show tonight.
But tonight, they have what I believe is their WrestleMania type of idea.
Yes.
It is all out. Once again, for those of you, we actually do like to recap this part in the sense that, so this is the rehashing of a fan-funded show that they recently... Or a couple years ago, sort of the beginning of All Elite Wrestling was All In, when the show was completely crowd-funded. By the way, quick fun news. So Kickstarter recently held a Kickstart for a Avatar: The Last Airbender RPG tabletop.
Correct.
Jesse, Allison actually donated to it. Did you hear what the numbers were?
Man, the last time I heard the numbers, I think they were originally asking for what, like 500,000
nope,
or something?
Actually, 50,000 was the original goal.
They got over $1 million or some shit like
Jesse,
that.
the final number, and it was the 10th most donated RPG in the history of online.
Holy crap.
So they asked for 50,000. The final number, which has actually now been extended off of Kickstarter, $9.5 million.
I mean, listen, if they don't need all that money, I have a Venmo. It's just Jesse Stowe. You can feel free to just send me
do we need to start
of that.
Do we need to start a GoFundMe to save our asses or something here? I don't know.
think we're all right.
No, but Patreon might be in the future.
Yeah, 81,000 people
equipment.
plus donated.
Wow.
They actually had to start coming up with more tier awards to give because they ran out. And it has now been made official, and I love promoting this even though I forgot the company is doing that. I'll double check with Allison.
Correct.
They are actually now going to do a live action play of the RPG when it's finished, and they have already confirmed the voice actor of Zuko has been booked for that event.
Oh.
At almost $10 million, I would think they can do it.
I feel like they could get the whole cast back.
I think they get the whole cast for that much.
Did they? Who's going to be the voice?
No.
Do they know?
No. The original voice.
The original
voice.
actor.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Let me get that understand from that point of view. All right. Oh,
the
that's
original
awesome.
Voice actor.
Shit, at damn near $10 million, they get the whole cast plus.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like
and still have money left over.
I
That's crazy.
It's a lot of money.
Maybe someday we could
People
live
really
that dream
So
ourselves.
I've been thinking about doing like one for like $2,500 for Jay's Take, which I am trying to bring back people, and just to see.
Dante Bosco.
I think I would shit myself if I saw 10 million.
Yep.
I just need $500 for a new board.
Right? No.
I love my board, but a new board would be better.
Dante Bosco and Alexis Tomasian were voice actors for him. I believe. I think it's Alexis is the one that's booked.
Yep.
For that, which I think will be very cool to
That's
watch.
insane, dude.
Obviously, that was something that people were very excited about.
Yeah.
Go online, search for it, please order it. Tabletop RPGs are always fun. I feel like this is an interesting world to dive into. But anyway, we have to talk about this pay-per-view because this is the biggest thing. All In was great, minus the part they edited out, the penis druids. Yes, boys, no one forgot. You had to do it because Mr. Brown and Serverol was a piece of shit.
Yeah, it's like,
hard to believe that was a thing. I mean, once again, I don't feel like we have to remind you.
I don't know. Like some of the people they've had come through this company, and then we're not talking about WWE when we say this company.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing how many you go. You guys are shocked that person's a piece of shit.
yeah.
People are impressed, apparently?
Like the
don't
tea
know.
leaves that have been on the writing of these walls for years.
Oh, my
about some,
God.
just a few.
But anyway, Leroy, could you please, I believe, and folks, you want to give shit to SummerSlam? Let's talk about the 10 matches that have already been confirmed for this.
SummerSlam was
and
fucking
all
awesome.
those schmucks that are going to pay for it today. Unlike us.
Well, we don't want to put it out there too much because I still want to be able to do it. But yeah, folks, let's be honest.
Yeah,
here.
I know.
I've watched every AEW pay-per-view since it's been out, and I haven't paid a dime because y'all
on
can't
YouTube.
figure out your own YouTube. You're on YouTube, you idiots.
And they can't find it.
No,
That's what I'm
exactly.
going to look at it the next day or so.
Funny story, SummerSlam never gets spoiled the next day on YouTube. No pay-per-view of WWE gets spoiled the next day on YouTube. But yet every AEW pay-per-view. So yes, Monday or Tuesday morning, I'll be very thrilled to get up and watch AEW All Out. I ain't paying for that shit on Sunday.
All I spend is $10 a month to get all with Peacock, and I can watch it again.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I love it.
I got friends who will pay them the $50, so
There
I
we
just
go.
do a watch along.
You have
that's
got
the
some
best
very good friends, Jesse.
Yeah.
But I will say this: tonight I will not be watching this live. I'm going to go see Free Guy.
There you go.
And
I've
then-
heard
I've
very
heard
good
a lot
things
of great
about that.
things
Yes.
about it. I went and saw
You should-
Shang-Chi last night. Was excellent. I didn't even think I was going to go to a movie.
Did you?
You know what?
Did you watch the credits?
yes.
See
We're
the
not talking
teasers?
about
Okay.
that yet.
Yes.
But no, Jesse, after the show, you should swing by the apartment. I'm sure Allison's got a couple of free passes there for you. Maybe
Yeah,
some,
and I need to thank her because
maybe some dollar passes.
one, she is way out of your league, and yet she loves you very much.
Yep.
And then two, she's just a wonderful woman.
Isn't she?
She's wonderful.
She is. She has lowered her standards to be with Zach.
Incredibly lowered.
Fucking so low.
Yeah,
yeah.
I am not even.
And then anybody,
I will not defend myself on that. I will say that right now.
and then anybody listens. I thought you were friends. If any chick is listening, they're going. Any guy be like, yeah, they are real friends because they can say that.
My friend's a piece of crap.
100%.
All right.
100%.
Well,
I don't think I actually, Leroy, I actually recently at my store worked with someone that works with you, and I actually did say the next time you see them, make sure you say hi to that stupid fucking penguin. And they were like, oh, there's some animosity. I'm like, nope, not at all. Anyway, so back to All Out, and my God, did they go all out for a wonderful episode of Dynamite on a Sunday? But anyway, go ahead.
all right, yep. Well, one of the
I already
first
said that
one.
once.
By the way, alone, do you know there's been 7 changes to the women's battle royal you're going to get to?
Yep.
7.
Yeah, because they have this winner is going to be TBA.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a 10-man tag match.
Are you saying Leroy Rush? Are you saying that Leo Rush is going to appear in this battle royal?
If he appears
In the women's?
I will fucking die laughing. I will give this pay-per-view 5 stars.
Should
for
we,
trolling me on that level.
Do you want me
my
to
God,
go
all right.
down on who's with this 10-man tag team?
Yeah, go for it.
Do
Okay.
we have? We might as well.
There we go.
We
All
have
right.
to make time to announce.
I'll make it.
this
I'll make
pay-per-view.
it quick.
All right, make it quick.
All right. We have the Best Friends and the Jurassic Express.
Minus Trent.
That's still
Yep.
weird.
Yep.
Minus
Just
Trent.
Orange and Chuck.
Yep.
And
well, no, Orange Chuck
and Wheeler,
Utah.
Yep.
Who's very good.
All right,
very good.
They are going to go against the Hardy Family Office, which involves Matt, Private Party, Ice Cassidy, Mark Queen, and the Hybrid 2.
So Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy.
Yep.
This is 10 men. Damn.
This is
Why?
this is on the pre-show, so this
What-
is
this
free.
is first
What bothers
but-
me is people give
why?
WWE crap because they have such good pre-show matches. They're like, why wasn't this on the pay-per-view? Folks, they took time on multiple shows, Dynamite, Rampage, and I believe one or two Darks or Dark
To
Elevations,
promote this?
to promote the pre-show match. What? Why does anyone care about this? And by the way, Jesse, it's interesting. I was actually recently listening to one of our most recently updated podcasts on our YouTube channel. We're up to about 54 now, I believe. Leroy, there was a bit of a mix-up in one or two of the episodes, but the numbers are
Well,
correct.
no, they weren't in order, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I just switched it.
Yeah, but the numbers are correct.
Oh, yes,
Anyway,
yes.
But anyway, one of our episodes, Jesse, I hate to say it, we didn't place a bet on this prediction, but you were very steadfast in believing, especially after the Chris Jericho feud, that Orange Cassidy would be the man to take the belt off of the belt collector, Kenny Omega. And not only has that not happened, we're almost a year from this feud with Jericho, and jack shit's been done with Orange
I
Cassidy.
fucking forgot I said that. 'Cause of this
Yeah.
company.
One belt has removed from him,
Technically
and that
two.
was Christian Cage.
Technically
Well, okay,
two. One was
Well,
retired shortly after.
Yes,
Thank God.
Yeah.
yes.
I'm
But
surprised they didn't I'm surprised they didn't just bring back the Jeff Hardy version of it.
oh, that's right, because didn't he beat Orange Cassidy clean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking this
Yeah.
fucking.
All right.
But
People
anyway,
usually say that about WWE.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
it's,
but
oh
anyway,
my God.
so
After
once
this
again,
pre-show
AEW making
debacle.
me look right and AEW making
Fucking
Jesse
Orange
look.
Cassidy, one of the most popular baby faces outside of Jungle Boy that you guys have homegrown very well, is on the pre-show.
And he was supposedly Tony Khan's,
Yeah.
favorite wrestler. But where is Tony? If Tony Khan is the creative control like he says he is, where's your favorite wrestler there, Tony? Oh, right. Even you forgot he existed because guess what, Tony? You lied to all of us. We all know the Elite Boys are getting exactly what they
Well,
want.
and here's the thing: people will be like, "Well, Big E was on the pre-show, yeah, in a nothing match against Darin Corbin."
And even Big E knew that.
Yes.
Because guess what? Everyone knew that Big E would get it back.
Yeah.
And by the way, Big E, great job, with Paul.
Yeah.
And by the way, folks, if you're
I
wondering,
love his stuff.
And by the way, people, if you're wondering if that's a quote-unquote burial of Big E is not a major part of the picture yet, but he's lurking, and that was the only point he was trying to make.
That's
So-
by the way, and there's nothing wrong with that. Remember, it took CM Punk. People forget. You guys, I hate to point this out to people. It took CM Punk 8 months. It took Edge the first time a full fucking year before he actually cashed
Yep.
in. So it's a build-up. That's
Yeah.
what it's supposed to
There
be.
we
And if
go.
anyone can sell the sort of being, not the Freddy Krueger, but being, because that's Brock, but to be sort of the, like just weird voice in your dream that you can't get out, that's Big E right now. And Paul is hating every
But
second of it.
here's and
Or
before
he's
I let
like
you
the
get to the next.
little Chucky running around.
I don't
kicking
know
at
if
your
he's
ankles.
Chucky,
I don't
but
know if
he's,
he's Chucky, but he's great at torturing
Well,
Paul
he's
Heyman.
chicken at his ankles, maybe.
But I will
don't
say
know.
this before you get
I
to
also
the
want
next
to point out.
match.
I also want to point out. Big E actually seemed to be doing a better fake janitor job than
Cedric Alexander.
Well, yeah, no, Cedric, yeah, because Cedric was a great wrestler when he was in the ring, but his janitorial skills were a little
terrible.
baby's
They were
head.
bad.
But before you get to the next match, but here's the thing. This isn't a nothing feud. They've been building this for 2 fucking months.
Yep.
Like,
For the pre-show.
for the pre-show.
So this is being given away free on Fight.
With Matt Hardy, by the way, I mean, reinvented himself because he realized that even their fans didn't want to see. It's so weird how that worked, by the way.
Yeah,
Because
right?
They criticized WWE saying they ruined it.
Well, but
and
remember,
and then they hated on it online when they brought it in.
Hold on a second. We need to preface that by making sure to say they wanted the broken Matt Hardy, but that was when TNA was still in a battle with Matt over
Yeah.
that. So they changed it to Woken because then it was not the intellectual property
Correct.
of Matt anymore. It was sort of a revamp.
Correct.
So in reality, we can't even blame WWE for dropping the ball on Broken because TNA wouldn't drop that.
I'm not saying they did.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like people were mad at how it was done.
Yes.
And yet, anyway, next match.
All right. Well, next
match because literally no one gives a shit. Because guess what? Even their own fans have forgotten the build to this feud.
Yeah.
2 months. This is what I get for actually watching all the time.
Yeah.
And then people were like, WWE is inconsistent. I'm like, no, it's consistent. Sometimes it's just fucking boring and stupid.
Yeah.
But it's very consistent.
Yes.
All right, the next match they have on is the 21-woman Casino Battle Royal for a AEW
Can I just say
Which has changed women like 7 times now. This might be my one rant for the day.
Yep.
How in the hell can you tell me, oh, we're doing better in the women's division, we're doing better, and you can't get this right? This is like a Royal Rumble. Do you know how easy this is to do?
Can I also point something out? Somebody needs to talk to the marketing department, because here's why. Nothing against the young lady. I know she's still a little bit green.
The cheerleader?
No.
Oh.
No.
She got injured.
She
Took her out.
She got Pillmanized. But anyway.
Really?
But anyway, no. Nothing against the young lady. I know she's still a little green. I would not be promoting Red Velvet in this match only because of that botch she recently had on Dynamite.
Between her and Jamie Hayter, that was inexcusable.
Red, I love you, hun, but I want to be very clear. You don't deserve billing if that's what you're going into this match.
Well, here's the thing. She's a much better wrestler than that. I watch her a lot on Dark and Dark Elevation.
Yeah.
They just have no chemistry. They could not get it straight in the ring.
But still, how do you miss that? Because it's just a simple backflip.
Well, the moonsault is embarrassing.
Was that the one that she missed horribly?
Hit her own belly, and then,
Aaron played that about 4 times.
Yep, 4. He played that about 60.
Okay, I laughed.
I couldn't believe that.
I'll have to stare at
Here's
that.
the thing. Because like I told
why do
people,
they keep putting? And by the way, Jesse, going back to how bad you hate this division, why is Kenny so into? And if it's Tony, then Tony's the idiot.
Yeah.
Why are they so into booking women who just have no idea how to work with each other? They have no idea how to build chemistry. When you go back to Charlotte and Ripley, that's because you realized, holy shit, at WrestleMania, there's just some natural chemistry between these two. They just know how to work with each other. So you can throw them together whenever you want. It's going to work.
I think
Kenny is not building chemistry between any of these women.
I've always said the saddest part about Charlotte and Rhea was the fact that 50,000 fans in
Never
2020 got to see it.
Yeah.
That's really what hurt that match at Mania, that they had to. But otherwise,
it was one of the best worked matches at that Mania.
But it was still great. Yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic.
And maybe the only time before recently that Vince actually cared about NXT.
Right.
But I will say this: at least they didn't go through 7 fucking changes. I've never seen this in my life.
Oh, you know?
Like every week, how do you fucking bury your own women's division? It's amazing, and by the way, congratulations to her. For MWA Power 73, they had the women's show, the new women's tag team champions.
Yes,
Allison Kay.
Yeah,
yes.
People thought she took a slide at AEW, but what she was seeing and why she mostly, kind of stays at NWA. I mean, she wouldn't mind going back to Impact, and of course, the WWE came calling, she would have to consider.
Oh yeah, of course.
But here's the thing, she wouldn't have to worry about being basically fucking buried through their terrible.
You also,
booking.
by the way, folks, this once again proves not us, but another great female talent, Jordynne Grace. It proves her right.
Yes.
What is this Forbidden Door done shit for the women?
Nothing, especially in Impact.
And by the way, folks, by the way, somebody actually tried to do this on.
By the way, do way better stuff with their women. They're usually in the main event.
Yes.
That's how good.
I just want to point something out.
Oh, yeah.
Someone actually took this
good
argument
women,
with me on Facebook. They tried to throw Thunder Rosa in my face. First of all, Thunder Rosa is going to get over wherever the hell she wants.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Thunder Rosa also is not even being featured that much on AEW. So how can you tell me it's benefited her when she was better off in NWA?
She should have stayed.
And you know what?
But you know what? You know what? Let the Arabian pay her the bigger check. You know what? I now applaud Billy Corgan for that. She deserves a bigger check.
And she's getting a bigger check.
And she's getting a bigger check that you can't do right now.
Isn't
you know what? I don't blame you.
Isn't it funny that when Billy does it, we're praising, but when Vince does it, it's like, oh, he's not actually that nice. No, they're both successful businessmen.
They're doing the same thing because they're like, you know what? If they want to pay you the bigger check, all power to you.
Go for it.
I'm going to put in my guess for the winner. Yeah.
TBA, to be announced, whoever
Yes.
the hell that is.
I'm putting all my chips on that one.
The formerly known as Iconics, Cassie Lee and Jessica McCabe will actually be there tonight.
Yeah.
If it's one of them, I almost have to assume one of them might win.
Can I also point out
just for the fucking pop?
Can I also point out that
Dude,
the sad part about it is
that's what they do everything for.
Well, yeah.
The sad part about it is those two, not Billy Kay because she didn't ask for the split, but ultimately Peyton Royce might be the reason they're not still in WWE.
I think so.
Because here's the deal. No offense to anyone. Together, they were money.
Yes.
Apart, blah.
Like I said, anyone
That's not mean. That's just fact.
Well, here's the thing. Anyone who had that opinion, I always said, I don't think that's wrong because even though they weren't featured on TV a lot, even though they were the second ever women's tag team champions, terrible oversight by the WWE.
Yeah, I agree.
But they were still doing a lot of good things. And
They
so
look
when they were
good
back
on
on
camera.
TV, they were featured heavily because Vince was like, I don't know why
I
haven't been on.
I don't blame Peyton for wanting to give it a shot.
I get it.
But, folks, I hate to be that guy. Sometimes, if you got a gimmick and it's working, run with it.
Right.
Just run
Well,
with it.
right.
The last newest picture they put up together on Facebook.
Oh, they're absolutely lovely ladies.
Oh, yes.
They're absolutely
I
lovely
totally
ladies.
agree.
But
Damn.
the fact of the matter is that for anyone who's going to sit there,
Damn shame she's with the chairman.
Whoops.
we even care about him anymore?
Nah, not really.
Who was right about that motherfucker the
I
whole
don't know.
time? Vincent Kennedy McMahon. He gave you a 10 gimmick. It worked. You were a mid-carder. That's where you are in AEW. Now you just have a stupid gimmick no one cares
Is it
about.
me, or is this generation of wrestler, and sadly enough, folks, I hate to say this, is this generation of wrestler even worse at being delusional about where they are on the card than the Attitude Era?
It's possible.
Yeah.
The Attitude Era was filled with guys who were not top of the card, but thought they were Rock and Stone Cold.
It's definitely half and half, and I'll say it because there are a lot out there who are top of the card who are more than humble enough to go to the middle of the card to just do a story.
I don't know.
Seth Rollins always willing to go back and just do stories,
I hate to say it.
and I can't stand that motherfucker.
I hate to say it. John Cena actually
Yes.
went from the main event to the opening match of SummerSlam, the United States champion, 15 years into his fucking career, but apparently Sean Spears can't even take the fact that you were over in the middle of Raw, which was fine. You were getting paid. You were getting numbers in the middle of Raw.
Hell, Brock Lesnar, even when he's champion, is at least willing to open a pay-per-view. All I'm saying, and I do not like to give Brock credit for shit.
You hate it.
Like I said, one day we will cross paths. He will whoop my ass, and that's fine. I will take the ass whooping.
Yep.
We will. I will say a
Everyone will
short
say the
ceremony for you and rest you in peace.
because I will
and
take an
that'll be
ass
that.
whooping.
I will simply just look at him and say, Mr. Lesnar, we're not here to stop you, but can we just say our rosary first?
I'm not friends with
But
him
even
anymore.
he, when he was champion, was willing to open shows and do his title matches.
Yeah.
Like he didn't mind it if it got the feel that Vince wanted to get for the shows,
Yeah.
WrestleMania, SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Like these, but some of these guys nowadays are like, I should be a main eventer. Well, sometimes being a main eventer ain't the closer.
No.
Sometimes just do what Sean used to talk about doing. Chris Jericho before whatever the fuck 50-year-old Chris Jericho is now.
2020 Chris Jericho.
Like whatever the fuck he is now, but like he was willing.
Forget COVID. Someone needs to figure out what's wrong with Jericho.
But he used to understand, like, just go steal the damn show.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler's gimmick was perfect for him. I'm just going to go out there and have the best match fucking possible.
And he's still kind of doing it. And by the way, I don't think that Dolph, especially when you see him on like non-kayfabe type things, I don't think Dolph gives a shit where he is on the card right now. Because let's be honest, he's kind of what you remember.
Yeah.
Whether it's him and Rude doing a job or it's him and Rude, but you remember him.
Yeah.
I might need help with this next one.
Okay.
This
All right.
name, because you know how good I am with names sometimes.
Yep.
The next match, John Moxley.
Yep.
Okay, so
Jesse,
it's Satoshi Kojima.
Thank you.
I hate to say it.
Kojima.
I hate to say it.
If this opens the show, this is going to be this might be it's fucked up. I'm going to say this. This might be the best match on the card, and it's a New Japan match. But this is going to be nothing new for AEW.
No, but I also, by the way, I also hate to say it, folks. I was actually proven right in a way I was kind of disappointed about, but I actually get another notch in my belt. Holy shit, you couldn't get Tanahashi.
Yeah.
No, they could not.
Because this was supposed to be
This
Hiroshi
is supposed-
Tanahashi.
They wanted to do this with Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Tony, what are you doing?
Open your paper.
By the way, Tanahashi's in America. I mean, he just recently flew back because they're doing all the announcements for the G1.
Yeah,
There you go.
which
by
we'll
the
get into
way,
next week.
What a stacked card this year.
To be fair, we will not talk about the G1 until they get us the blocks.
No, I know.
When the blocks come out,
it's
yes,
just like, what
we
a stacked
definitely
card.
will.
Like
Jay
God.
White's not in it.
Oh, God.
Like, that's insane.
it's
All
a
right.
stacked card.
It's a stacked card. But
Well-
they get Satoshi Kojima. This is going to be fucking physical. It's going to be good. Like I said, when John Moxley
and
could do his New Japan stuff, he's
sadly,
excellent.
it won't fit on this paper.
No, it won't, but it'll be a great match.
Because sadly, this is the version of John Moxley I actually like to watch.
Well, this next match, it doesn't matter. It should be on the pre-show.
Yeah, go ahead.
Paul, I ain't the Big Show right
Oh, God.
in his first match against QT Marshall.
I actually agree. Why isn't this on
It
the
should
fucking
be on-
pre-show?
Can I
It
ask
could
a
be on the
different
pre-show.
question, please? May I ask a different question?
Why is this happening?
No. Who actually cares about this?
That's why I said
No,
put
no,
on the
no, no,
pre-show.
no, no,
I
no,
don't.
No. We know why it's happening.
Yeah.
Because of one bad Tony Schiavone interview. But what? Who cares?
Yeah.
Your audience has proven one thing. They don't give a shit about QT Marshall. It's Marshall, by the way.
It is Marshall.
Marshall.
They haven't given a shit about him since the day he walked in. They haven't given a shit about him since Cody went out with the Bucks. And yes, Jacob, there's a falling out with the Bucks. Nobody cares. And by the way, QT's not even with Cody. Why is he still being featured? What is the point? Tony, you can't be this stupid.
He is. He actually. I will say this. He actually is still in the whole Cody thing because all they do is talk about how they want to mess up the Nightmare family and all that.
But now he's facing the Big Show. Oh, I'm no longer using the BS.
Because
And by the way,
Is he
by
gonna
the way,
win?
is Paul White just destined to be a part of Turns? Because now the Gun Club apparently turned on him.
by the way, in such a
I
big
know.
show way, no one actually gave a shit.
Yeah,
It was just the initial shock of why.
Oh,
So
God.
is Paul going to win this match?
Probably.
Who cares?
Right, okay, right.
If
Yeah,
Q-
I'm just wondering.
Here's the deal. If
'Cause it's
QT
QT.
wins, he'll be on to something that no one's going to care about. If Paul wins, he'll be back to he'll be back to Rampage or Elevation.
Announcing, yeah. You're right.
Elevation. Yeah.
If they go to a no contest, thank God it's over. Even their fans want this to be over. Please let this open so we can be done with it. If I have to wait 2.5 hours into a show for that, it's on
This-
rewind.
It's
This
shit
is
break.
This is aid. Yeah, that's what you got to poop.
You got to poop, man.
That's
I
when you gotta
can't
poop.
poop long enough to forget that that's on the show.
Bring a book with you.
That's fair.
There we go.
Anyway,
Good.
next
Harry
match.
Potter's a good read.
Good,
like,
good,
yeah.
wholesome advice from an old man. Bring a book with you.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Just don't sit there too long. That's how you get hemorrhoids.
Yep.
Next.
No. It's the legs go numb if you sit there too long. Trust. Oh, it's just
Next
bad.
match, please. Talking about this one's giving me hemorrhoids.
All right. Well, we have the third meeting of Chris Jericho and MJF.
Fourth.
The fourth. And if Jericho loses, he must retire from
No.
in-ring
On
AEW.
No. Time out.
That's-
Time out.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This is where you need to work on your journalistic skills, and I'm going to be a little bit of an asshole
Well, it
here.
says he can't-
No.
Okay, what? That's what it
Specifically, the wording on Dynamite has been every week, and check every promo.
Okay.
It is, I will retire. No. The word retirement's never come up.
Okay.
It is, and I quote, I will never wrestle in AEW again. So
Okay.
that means he's just going to walk 15 feet to the Rampage commentary table, and we're still going to see Chris Jericho every week when he gets back from his Fozzy tour. So this is what's pissing. This match is the ultimate, you're hot, MJF, white hot, people don't like you, I'm going to latch on, and we're going to not only do everything that every angle of wrestling's ever done, we're going to do it backwards.
Well, yes.
And we're going to do it in the absolute worst way possible.
They
I
love
swear
doing that.
to God, if Chris Jericho wins after already getting beat 3 times,
We're gonna riot?
Wait,
Zach, if he wins, we're gonna riot.
no.
Wait.
Oh.
No.
Shit.
You know, he kind of.
I have to care about Chris Jericho
Hold
in
on.
2021 to
To be-
riot.
Oh,
To
okay,
be fair
all
to
right,
you,
all
he
right,
got
all
on you for reading it how they printed it, which they're fucking
That's
stupid.
what it says
But-
right there.
I fucking told you 3 weeks ago. If he puts his career on the line, he's beating MJF. That's what this is building up to. I told you. So you can't get upset. I told you they're shit at this. Jericho is shit at this now. All of a sudden you're not around Vince and you can't fucking do this anymore. No. He's an asshole. I told you
All
this
right.
would happen.
Yep.
I'm getting on your ass now
nope,
because
that's
I
fair.
told you when we were down at the show at MAW. I'm like, if he puts his career on the line, he's gonna beat this kid. I fucking told you. And now
All
I
right.
put his
did.
his
He
wrestling
did. Nope,
career
yeah,
on the
his
line.
wrestling
He's
career.
gonna fucking win. You want to know why? Because
Fozzie's-
they telegraph everything.
Fozzie's tour is going to be like, what, 3 months? He'll be back on the commentary
Yeah.
table. He'll get a nice little Judas sing-along
They're
pop.
still doing the fucking Rock and Rager. He'll wrestle on that. So
Yep.
you can't tell me he's not going to wrestle.
Well, that's not AEW, so
But they're going to be
I
on
know
the
the
show.
way they have it. But hey, if Jericho wins, we riot.
No.
Oh,
I'll do is I'll
I'm
trick
rioting for the fact that this is going to happen for the... Here's the deal.
It's just
Here's
a
the
stupid
deal.
The
match.
booking has been shit.
No.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
more mad at
yes.
the main event because, once again, that match already happened, air quote. But this match has happened not
Yeah, it
once,
does.
not... Somebody get the LeBron thing. Not once, not twice,
Not
not
three
three times. This... You lost Stadium Stampede.
Yes.
You lost War Games.
Yes.
Blood and Guts. You lost after the labors of Jericho.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Actually, the Inner Circle won Stadium Stampede. I think.
We all lost in that, Jesse. Let's not act like anybody won that. But the fact of the matter is
Sammy
this.
kind of did. He
If
got
I was
it.
drunk, I might have won.
But where has the Inner Circle and or Pinnacle been since?
Cough, cough, dark.
Anyway.
This company doesn't know how to consistently book shit.
No.
Well,
But anyway, no.
yes, we know.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is my prediction. Like Jesse said, because the way it's been portrayed, the way it's been telegraphed, as Jesse's not wrong. They're wrong for doing it.
Yes.
But the way that this has worked is okay. Yes, I'm kind of quoting Jim Cornette, but this is fact. There's only two ways
yeah.
that. Okay, here's the deal. Doesn't matter what wrestling podcast you're
Yeah.
on. Doesn't matter if you're us, lower, bigger. Doesn't matter. There's only two ways this can go. One, Jericho thinks 4-0 versus who used to be Y2J now needs a little more OJ in his diet. Oh God.
Metamucil, maybe. I don't know.
It's either A, you beat me 4 times and then you move on to who the fuck knows what else, or it's B, I'm going to go 1-3, but I'm going to get all my shit back solely because my career's on the line. Nobody thought John Cena was going over Roman Reigns anyway,
No.
so adding the wrinkle, I'll never wrestle again, was just whatever. No one cared. It was an
I'm
afterthought.
about to say, it was a one thing where people were like, okay, well, this is stupid. Because clearly, now you've clearly told me Roman's going to win. Like,
Right. The only thing that Roman did wrong by having that stipulation added was basically telegraphing you're going to
Yeah,
win.
you're
That was
gonna
the
win,
only
yeah.
issue.
It,
but
it only works on extremely older wrestlers that are going to retire.
Yes.
Ric Flair worked. Shawn Michaels,
Yeah.
it worked. You know, it's very rare, but it can work.
So we get into not a feud, but a.
Even though then he went to Impact for like 5 years in wrestling.
Well,
Yeah.
that doesn't count.
So anyway, that's because it was TNA at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why it does not
But anyway,
count.
so let me just telegraph something here. Do you want me to join the Inner Circle? Do you want me to have you join the Inner Circle? Do you want me to join the Inner Circle, Chris? Do you want to join the Inner Circle, Maxwell? That's where this motherfucking shit started 2 goddamn years ago.
And the
Then
dinner dance.
they didn't see each other for 6 fucking months. Then we ended up with dinner theater. Other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln?
Dude, that was so bad.
And then
And now all their fans agree with me about how fucking bad that actually was.
It took a while.
It
took a while.
Then we get the guy who's supposed to be the bad guy get a swirly. Then there's a war game.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the fucking swirly. Like you're 12! Like you're 12! This isn't 97, Chris! What? They gave MJF a swirly!
If it was 97, Chris would still be in Japan, know what the hell he was doing.
Actually, he's probably still be in WCW, actually doing something good. What?
If it was Jesse, if it was 97, him and Hoovy would have had a good match.
That's true.
actually great.
That is
That's
true.
actually a magnificent point.
with Jericho's bodyguard.
But just
Yeah.
I know we're kind of spending the most time on this, but it's only because does anyone care anymore? Not only that, quick question. Between the trained singers and dancers, between the 2 days of filming in Jaguar Stadium, between Urban Meyer asking for an advance on his roster bonus because he had to be involved in this shit, between Charlie Strong getting the most national television recognition he's been since he was the Texas head coach,
Right.
how much money has been spent on Chris Jericho versus MJF?
Too much.
What else can we do? There's nothing more to do. You've lost 3 times. And by the way, the Labors of Jericho gave Hoovy the best payment he's had since he was on Saturday Night WCW.
That's just factual.
So I'm happy Hoovy got a nice little paycheck there.
Great for him.
And it also gave the only paycheck that the leader of the MDK, of the MDK gang is probably going to get for the next 12 months.
Right.
It's the only real money he's ever made in wrestling.
Probably.
But it probably paid for his house out there in New York. But it's like...
You know what they could have done?
Anything else but this, but go on.
No, the money, they could have given half that money and just give it to us.
They could have given half that money to an actual sensitivity
and to
training
charity.
for their
You
fucking
know what?
people.
That's the first time I would turn down dirty money. I don't want that dirty ass money.
Don't worry. I'd wash it.
You
and
know
it'd be
what?
clean.
You know what? Hold on. You know
I'd
what?
launder it.
I'm about to say,
Hold on.
money laundering.
Hold on.
A little bit.
It's funny you mentioned laundry because you know what? There's actually 2 things they could have spent that money better on.
Oh,
Number
sure.
1 is somebody could have actually bought Max Caster's uniform before it was taken off eBay.
Yes,
And
yes.
B, they could have also bought something that has actually heat because there's no more heat left in this feud. But if you actually want heat in your wrestling feuds, get yourself some Haitian Temptation hot sauce, ladies and gentlemen.
That is
because
true.
Motherfucker, is that shit better than whatever the hell is going to be on this pay-per-view. Holy crap. Yep, that's right. It's been a couple of weeks, but once again, Haitian Temptation hot sauce available. The barbecue sauce is absolutely fabulous.
It's phenomenal stuff.
My God, the man was not only born to box, but make a hell of a sauce.
right.
Holy
His
shnikes.
post-career in food is going to be excellent.
I keep
Oh, my
forgetting.
God.
I have to place an order for that stuff so I can get some.
You
He's
know
got
what?
a lot available, so you should be
He
able
does.
to get it quick.
They had a pretty big batch ready. He's at the farmer's market. The Amazon store's still on its way.
Yeah.
Folks, that's not as easy as people think. There's a lot of logistical stuff
There's a
to
lot
work
of
out.
logistics, especially shipping and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
It's-
but yes,
and
no.
he's a very busy boxer as well.
Yep.
So.
Haitian Temptation hot sauce. Please look that up on Facebook. Please once again give a like to the man because
Correct.
wonderful person. And
Yes.
for those of you who may not know this, I always love to mention this. Black-owned business. That's a big
Yes.
deal for anyone that would like to support that. And also, Al's just a wonderful person. And
yes.
there's a phone number there you can order with. You can order online. Wonderful. But
and we hate to steal from Red Hot, but we're going to do it once again. I mean, that shit just goes on everything.
we put that shit on.
We
everything.
do.
And by the way,
Oh my
folks,
God,
I still
we
have
do.
the original bottle. It's still as good as it was, and
Yep.
Al was right. It's getting hotter. It's getting hotter, so the heat stays.
I still have mine too.
But just Leroy.
I mean, I have the bottle. There's nothing in it anymore.
Right, exactly. But just Leroy Jesse. Who cares about this anymore? Why are we still having this? It's been a year. They made a callback to a segment that had nothing to do. By the way, it also sadly reminds us how old the Inner Circle is. That's how sad this feud has been. Is it reminds us how long the Inner Circle has existed.
Second ever Dynamite that they debuted?
Might have been the second or third ever.
I
Dynamite.
believe so.
Something
I believe
like
so.
that.
It was, but like, okay, we get it. MJ, and by the way, if the diamond ring pops up, wasn't that supposed to be a yearly fight thing they were supposed to do?
By the way, Chris, talk about fucking bad ideas from bad fucking creative, brother. 2 years later, this fucking group has never held all the gold.
Nope.
Like, now you're all baby faces. No one really cares.
Yeah.
Like,
They debuted October 9th, 2019.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But, Jake Hager's former creative was just bad, apparently. So, cool.
Yeah. No, WWE dropped the ball on Hager. Chris was obviously still full of ideas. This is the one match. I'm not even joking. I might bring back the Mox Box rule and change the ruling to I just don't give a shit.
So let's call it the WWE Divas rule.
I'm in.
I just don't give a shit.
I
just don't care.
Is it almost time to take a poop match?
And
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
not a
yeah.
shot at the lovely Mickey James. Your husband was nice enough
I was about
to
to
give
say
you all
no,
the
no,
credit
no,
in the world.
not a shot at her, not a shot at
No.
Barbie, who apparently apparently someone reached out. They're like, "Are you ever gonna change that?" I'm like, "Not for a long time."
No.
Hey,
No.
I want to get that picture so I can
All
add
right.
it to our
collage. Yeah, I'll
on
send
our
it to
YouTube
you.
The only
page.
problem is
Yeah.
that Jesse will never finish the official view of our collage because he's just going to pause on that, and whatever we are on the episode, they'll be the end of the episode.
It's gonna be hard to not look at that picture for the rest of my life.
But here's the
I
thing.
totally
Here's
understand.
the thing. It is now officially the WWE. You know what? Honestly, I hate to say it. I'm going to call it. I hate to say it. Is this not maybe the Dawn Marie segment?
There we go.
Because Dawn was gorgeous, but outside of the Tory hotel room,
Just don't give a shit.
anybody remember anything Dawn ever did?
Just don't give a shit.
Anybody remember a thing Dawn ever did on
No.
television? No, because that was the only moment we remember. It's the only moment we care about. But folks, this is the.
I liked it when she shaked her tatas in her butt.
Well, there's that. But here's the deal.
So did I, but we weren't supposed to say it out loud.
No. This is the WWE
Why not?
It's
Divas.
2021. That gets you canceled.
A little bit.
Whatever.
But anyway, I made a black joke earlier that I think I can.
That's true.
That's a very valid
That's worse
point.
than me talking
But to
about
be
somebody's
fair, Jesse, I
tatas.
wasn't making.
I did laugh. though.
Jesse, I would have Jesse, I would have rather been in their situation than watching that.
Yeah.
Because my God, is that bad? But anyway, Leroy, here's the deal.
Let's get.
No, no.
Are we almost done with this?
No.
Yes.
So I can move on to the next one?
No. I'm going to end with this.
Okay.
Folks, if you skip forward from this match and we don't review it,
We
you
understand.
ain't going to miss much because who cares? Win or lose, Jericho's gone for a Fozzy tour,
and then I'll be back.
and then he'll be back.
That's all right.
Leroy, what's the next match?
Well, I
As
don't-
if anyone's going to care about the rest of this 4-hour show after this.
COVID on my mind.
Well, we have
COVID in my bloodstream.
Eddie Kingston and Miro for the TNA title.
You know what's stupid?
This might be good only if two things happen. One, if Miro is portrayed not as the best man, but as the monster, and if Eddie just leave Eddie alone.
Right.
Ugh.
Don't,
Who's gonna win?
Well, number one, don't let Eddie cut promos on fucking WWE. And then two, this match should be actually really, really good.
Yeah,
this
this
should be
okay.
really,
Yeah,
really good.
this should be good.
You know, for the first time,
Is Eddie going to win the
I
title?
don't know who's going to win. And I'm excited because this is a guy they could put the title on and
Yes.
create a feud with Miro with. And it works.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
You
Yeah.
mean actually give Miro some consistency to some more consistent stuff to do since the wedding planning stage?
I'm not even going to get back to that bullshit ever
I'm
again.
still waiting for his wife to show up.
I'm sure she'll be there at some point.
Well, hold on, guys. For her to show up, we must remember we have to negotiate that no cut clause.
Oh shit.
Get the fuck out of here. I still can't believe she said that. Yeah, no cut. Yeah, come
Sweetie,
on, man.
Sweetie, I want to be very clear. There is a new batch of people currently in a dojo who are trying to work for Stardom that they would still book for a no cut clause over you. I'm sorry, and that's no offense to Stardom, but like the dojo's got some green people over there, but
Let's make
CJ
it-
Perry is not worthy
No.
of. CJ Perry's not worthy of a Charlotte Price, let alone a freaking no cut clause.
No wrestler gets a no cut clause. Period. End of
Nobody
discussion.
does.
That's
No
true.
one does.
Yeah.
Nobody.
You can get a guaranteed pay,
Yeah.
but you're not going to get a guaranteed, we'll keep you no matter what happens.
No, that's not
Hey,
happening.
by the way, quick question. If everyone thinks that they can get it, yeah, whatever happened to Joey Ryan's lawsuit against Impact for cutting him, even though they
yeah,
weren't supposed
didn't
to?
fucking work out.
Yeah, no, that didn't work out, and
No.
I'm pretty sure he got thrown out because there's no fucking way anybody put that in there. So guess what? CJ,
Shut up.
just you spilled your tea. It was clearly all over you and not all over Vince.
Right.
He came out smelling fine because guess what? He didn't smell anything. No one smelled anything but you on the screen.
Just a pooper.
That was one of the biggest hyped up things that led nowhere I think I've had in the last 10 years.
I don't know. I mean, AEW can still fuck up Daniel Bryan. So next match.
All right.
If
Well,
he-
the next match.
If he debuts on this pay-per-view, then they'll have already fucked him up.
All right. We got a steel cage match for the tag team championships, and it has one of our favorite tag teams there, the Lucha Brothers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
against the Young Fucks. Sucks. The title
Bucks.
holders.
The Young
Cucks.
Bucks.
Yeah.
But, quick question. Who's the number one ranked tag team in AEW?
Oh boy, you want me to answer this?
Yes, I
honestly?
do. I want you to. That's not rhetorical.
And are they in this match?
No.
no. Who is the number one ranked tag team, Jesse?
The number one ranked tag team right now is technically LAX. They're nowhere near the fucking tag titles.
Nope.
Nowhere near them. So you're telling me that you told me
Yep.
in late 2018
Yep.
that you would promote this wrestling promotion you were doing.
Hold on. Correct.
Oh, so let me try this again.
Yeah.
So they told me in 2018 that they would promote this as a sports-based wrestling promotion.
Correct.
How many times have they faced the number one contenders? I believe that would be twice.
0.
Only twice.
So
Only twice.
am I right or am I wrong?
Well, I mean, to be fair, what are you right or wrong about?
That they've only faced the number one contenders twice.
Yes.
Yes.
So I am correct on that.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
So once again, the team that I was never into.
To be fair, folks, if Leroy and I prematurely dropped the gimmick, that's been AEW since they debuted on television. So we're just following along. Hey, Tony, where's the check?
So now they're in a
I'm
steel.
still waiting for it.
Yeah.
They're in a steel cage.
We have promoted them more than they fucking have. If it weren't for us, how many people would know about Dark and Dark Elevation at this goddamn
probably
point?
not a lot.
So you know what, Tony, please send the check care of 13 card subject change.
Especially this guy who decides, like, oh man, I love wrestling so much that I actually watch it every week.
Then we gotta find an account to put it in.
Ugh.
Sweet.
What does Tony care? It's AEW. Give it to me in a bloody sack. Ain't nobody gonna care. I'll mail the sack to Jacksonville.
I'm not even gonna go there, but I want to.
Just as long as we can deposit it. And
No.
buy stuff.
I'll keep the money, and then I will literally pay someone to Uber the frickin' bag and just drop it outside of Jaguar Stadium. It'll be the most exciting thing to happen in Jaguar Stadium in the next 4
Right.
months.
What I want to say is, if the Lucha Brothers win, all I need the Young Bucks, Matt and
The Young
Bitch.
Sucks?
Sorry,
I'm-
Matt and Nick.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
To do, and they can make a video with their beautiful children involved, their lovely family. I just want them to say directly to their fans, we don't actually give a fuck about how you feel. I just need them to do that. Thank you for helping us become millionaires without WWE.
Yeah.
We don't actually give a fuck about how you feel.
No.
And we're going to continue to lie directly to your face.
Can I also point something out?
Well,
Of all the wrestlers who actually...
So Don Callis might be a carny piece of shit, and he probably very well is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But the Young Bucks are below shit
there
as
is
bookers.
There is, and I'll say it. There is Vince. There is Scott D'Amore.
Yeah.
There's 50 feet of crap. Then there's Tony Khan.
And then there's the Young Bucks.
Then there's Kenny.
and then there's
the Young Bucks. Because guess what?
Thank you for the Moneyball reference.
because I hate to say it, sadly, solely based on the one woman show that is Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker, she's the only thing that's actually making the women's division better than the tag team division, and that's not saying much.
That's not saying
but
much.
she is the only shining star in that division. It's still better than no shining stars, although supposedly Matt Jackson has the most stars in the history of Dave Meltzer.
And I think that match is next up on the card. And here's the bad thing about that is that she's going. I feel bad for Britt
By the way,
Baker.
Leroy, it's funny.
Yes.
You mentioned earlier what match might open the show. You know it's the tag team match because
Yeah.
the Bucks got to get all their shit in before
Yeah.
everybody else
Yep.
shows up.
Yeah.
It's going to be this cage match. Oh, also, it'll be the cage match because apparently, despite being a billionaire, Tony has no idea how to get a cage in and out quick enough. So it has to be first.
No, here's what's worse. They literally built the cage with weights. So they built the cage with weights because they are incapable of locking a fucking cage properly. How are you a wrestling company and you can't know how to lock a steel cage?
Ring of Honor figured it out.
And they were poor as shit for the longest time.
I think we could figure out, hey, you got to put this as a cage.
If DPW was like, hey, we're going to have a cage match, you boys know how to do it, I'd be like, dude, I could fucking figure it out at least 7 hours before the show. It ain't
I was
hard.
looking at him.
It ain't going to be
It
that
ain't
difficult.
fucking hard.
We just look at it. It's a square. You know how to make a square, right? Yep.
Oh,
All right, let's do it.
So they basically
You
made
know that's opening tonight. It has to.
Yeah.
So if you
The
look,
Bucks, everyone's like the Bucks opening, but they're the main. Let me explain something to their fans one more time.
they're not a main event tag team.
Number
No.
one, they're not a main event tag team.
We're done with that.
We're done.
That's done.
And number two, you guys don't get it. They're first because, like Jesse said, they need to make a video explaining they don't give a shit. They're first because whether they'll ever admit it publicly to the people that pay their paychecks, the Khan family, they only go on first in the sense of they're the only people that can go on first, because at the end of the day, by the time they're done, no one can show them up because they've done everything.
Correct.
And they're also against the Lucha Brothers, which, nothing against the Lucha Brothers, because they're against them, they're going to get absolutely everything you could possibly see in. Including a couple of botches, and that's not even me against the Lucha Brothers.
No, that's just real, though. And listen, these two teams will always have great matches.
Yeah.
Because the Lucha Brothers are fucking Hall of Famers.
Oh, God, that's what I said. They're one of our favorite tag teams.
I actually love the Lucha Brothers.
And then the Young Bucks.
I keep saying the only reason I even considered going to the Milwaukee show, which one of our friends did, was because I was like, if they're on the card, I'll fucking pay $50 to just see the Lucha Brothers.
Exactly.
They're amazing.
No, yeah.
And I've so far I've only seen Ray Phoenix in person. He's fucking astounding. The matches, he'll take your breath away. You're like, dude, how the fuck did he hit that move out of that? But otherwise,
I don't know how you make it happen. I don't know if somebody has to cut one or the other. I don't care if somebody has to pay for the other. Before I die in their prime, I need to see Ray Phoenix versus Grand Metalik, because what you will see on the ropes, forget the ring canvas, what you'll see on the ropes.
Oh my God,
all-time legendary.
That's why I need Triple H to get some more control back, because I need WWE to just be willing to be like, they're not a threat, so we're going to open our own forbidden door to just do some of these matches once in a blue moon. Makes us fucking millions and billions of dollars, and it gives wrestling fans what they want.
Yeah.
Because unlike this company, I know Vince actually gives a shit.
Who buries everyone who walks through the forbidden door?
I know Vince actually gives a shit. They might book it wrong.
Yeah.
But they actually do give a shit about how you feel.
Yeah.
So with that said, please go on to the next match before I get on this fucking retarded.
What is going to be the match
and
after
I'm sorry
this
I used that word.
on your sheet? But what match is clearly going to follow this? Because let's be honest, every match will follow this cage match. Because by the way, okay, I'm not placing a bet because the Bucks are crazy enough to maybe think they're finally moving up the ladder. Because sadly, I think Kenny's actually, and I actually agree with Brian last, I think Kenny's trying to be more serious. The problem is even he now realizes what the clown show around him is, but he's still their buddies and he doesn't have a backbone spine to begin with.
Well, no.
But the fact of the matter is
because he should have just signed with WWE.
Yeah.
If there was one guy who just needed the show around,
it doesn't matter how self-trained you were, they were going to break you of a lot of those habits, but still let you be you.
Yes.
Because guess what? I hate it. Okay, I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way because this is actually truth. He was going to come into WWE with the same basic fanfare that AJ Styles had.
Yeah.
In the sense that you're big enough to where if we change your name, it ain't going to make any damn sense.
No.
Yep.
But they would have told you to break your habits.
And he admitted, the fact that they offered you a 7-figure contract, they knew what you were worth as a wrestler and as an entertainer.
And by the way, for everyone who loves the shots that the Elite take, number one, Bucks, fuck you because you were considering it.
Yes, you were.
Ups to Kenny for at least being honest and actually being somewhat professional and saying, yeah, I considered it. But Kenny wasn't a dick about it.
Well, because Kenny, the most honest thing Kenny ever said was, and apparently that doesn't happen a lot.
No.
I'm sorry he was ever my favorite wrestler. The most honest thing he ever said was, I literally came here for my friends.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, WWE was going to offer him more money. He would have been in the main event. They would have broke him of those habits.
Yeah. Can I also say this? Can I also say this? Okay, so let's give Kenny Omega a year.
And hell, if he really wanted Don Callis, I bet you they'd have brought Don Callis back.
Oh, all day long.
Like, dude, if you want to come back to work with Kenny, we'll pay you.
Not to mention the fact, so let's just hypothetical give Kenny 6 months to a year in WWE. The habits are broken. You're clearly established as a guy the fans want to see.
Yeah.
We can kind of camera shot you to look like you're big enough to be in the main event. The merchandise this man would have sold.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God, yeah. It would have been huge.
In America.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember, people don't realize, and Jesse, I don't necessarily always know how New Japan does their quote-unquote merchandise selling, but WWE is the king of moving merch.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yes.
And remember, Kenny didn't sell a lot of merch. They sold Bullet Club t-shirts.
Yes.
Which, by the way, in 3 days, CM Punk broke your record of 7 years.
Yeah,
he beat it by almost tripling your sales, boys. So you're no longer the young, hip thing on the block. You ain't even young anymore. But here's the deal.
Yep.
Kenny was at least professional when he said, I came because I wanted to be with my friends. Which, by the way, if Adam Cole debuts tonight or in the next couple of weeks,
he's there with his friends.
He's there with his friends.
He's there with his future fiance that he's already talked about how he wants to marry her. It's no big deal.
And also, by the way, can we get off?
And by the way, why I don't think it's going to happen is because apparently there were reports this morning. He's actually started talking to WWE.
Can I also point something out?
We don't know.
I don't blame Vince for trying to get rid of the Twitch. I don't blame him for trying.
I'm half and half on it still.
But here's the deal. I don't think it's the be-all, end-all of contract negotiations.
No.
Because Paige has it. You said AJ was
AJ's is back now, not as on the full schedule he was, but he's back now.
Right, but AJ's also working a more heavier wrestling schedule because when AJ kind of left, that's when he and Omos were starting their run together.
Yeah.
So, folks, yes, I'm sure Vince
Cesaro actually is back now too.
Yeah. I'm sure that Vince might have mentioned it just because Vince still doesn't get Twitch.
I'm guessing.
But here's the deal. I don't think
it's 70, 5 years. His birthday just passed 74, 75.
So, I don't
at least
get
75.
Twitch.
Yeah.
I'm not as old as him, and I don't get Twitch.
But here's the deal.
And that's okay.
But here's the deal. There's no way on God, whichever one you believe in, there's no way on God that is the one breaking point in contract negotiations. Screw that.
That was such a stupid rumor. Like, if he wants to keep it, I'm sure they're like, okay.
Not to mention the fact, I hate to be that guy, but 90% of the most seen stuff outside of his subs, he's on up, down, down.
By the way, he does it on the Twitch, and while he would probably be able to keep it in WWE if he stays, he doesn't actually talk as Adam Cole. He's Chugs on there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's a different character on his Twitch. So
that's what I saw that he was.
Plays video games. He calls himself Chugs.
Yeah.
Like
the Chugs Army.
Yeah. So, like, I'm sure they would probably see him like, do you? Just if every now and then wear our merchandise and promote it. But if that's because that's what Paige does every now and then, is she'll promote some of her merch from WWE.
Yeah.
They don't care. I bet you they're probably leaning off for this more and more. Like, do it. Who cares?
If Adam Cole debuts, I get it. It's your friends. It's your family.
Yes.
But I will agree, and I will repeat what Jim said.
But on top of that, if he debuts, it doesn't help you.
Nope.
For a company that's supposed to build a young talent, he's in his prime now.
Yeah.
So, like, he's 35, I believe. Like, he's in his prime now.
And the saddest part about it is, everything that Adam Cole Bebe became in the entirety of that NXT run, it's going to be dead and gone the moment he debuts.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal. That wasn't the Adam Cole of ROH.
No.
He actually reinvented what Adam Cole was. The problem is that the second he goes to be with those friends, the second he's on being the elite again, I hate to say it, it's actually a step down for Adam Cole. It is. It is a step down for Adam Cole because what he became in NXT was absolutely his best work. And again, I'll quote Jim Cornette because he said it first, but I'm sure everyone who is not a homer of AEW will all say the same thing. The best of Adam Cole will be behind him if he debuts tonight. It will be. I'm sorry. I don't care how good I don't even care if he works with Punk because they've already shit on Punk. Adam Cole will just be back in the being the elite shit. Everything he did in WWE was at least serious. Up, down, down was different, but because it was...
I keep telling people online, I'm like, there is a reason Kevin Owens has never left, even through all his frustrations.
Yeah.
Now with AEW out there, there's a reason he re-upped his contract with more money in it and things of that nature. And they're his friends as well. There's a reason he's like, I'll rather deal with the shit here.
Yeah.
Because at some point he'll be back in the title picture. He's not in it now.
No.
But people forget.
Not to mention the fact, by the way, for those of you wondering, they're just gimmicking him out by putting him on commentary. No, they're finding shit for him to do because he's entertaining.
Exactly.
They're finding shit to do because the man can actually work.
Yes.
Okay? That's actually a positive. That's why that's why before the Bloodline storyline, that's why Jay was on commentary back when Jimmy got hurt the first time because Jay was entertaining.
Yeah.
They could do something with his verbal. He was on 205 Live for a while. And he was on SmackDown for a couple of shows. But no, folks, Kevin Owens is not even crazy enough. And he's a crazy motherfucker.
Yes, he is.
Go watch Ladder Wars. He's a crazy motherfucker.
Kevin Steen is a crazy son of a bitch.
Kevin Owens is not even crazy enough to look at that and say, that's a better idea than what I got going on here.
Absolutely not.
Well, I know.
And Kevin Owens is the guy that supposedly always has a problem with management. But Kevin Owens seems to be one of the most liked guys in the locker room.
I will say this though, so Corey brought up, and apparently I'm going to lighten up on Corey a little bit the more I watch his little podcast.
That's okay because Allison will always have hatred of Corey.
Okay,
so yeah.
works.
So we can do that, and it'll be all right.
Good.
She's got it.
The Allison Chronicles up to 41 now.
But I will say this: what he got out of Kevin as far as his relationship with Vince, so Kevin he talked about Daniel a little bit without mentioning his name. He said, I also would like to work with people outside the company.
Yeah.
But he's like, I understand I need to do it within the company lines. And he was like, anytime I've gone to Vince about it, Vince is still open-minded about it.
Hard to believe somebody actually would leave the Indies and grow up a little bit once the money started to really flow in. Because remember,
And like I said, I don't blame Daniel for leaving.
No, not
because Nick Khan is not getting the job done quick enough that Daniel was hoping.
Well, not only that, but Daniel wants to work in the ring. That's what he loves. That's what he was put on this earth to do.
And he probably knows body-wise, I'm on borrowed time here.
Yeah,
he is.
Where like Kevin's only 36, something like that. You know,
and
Daniel's like 42. He's like, dude, I'm on borrowed
and
time.
by the way, Kevin has actually stiffened his style a lot more, not just due to injury, but due to the fact that he's like, okay, I do want to do this for a little while longer, and maybe Vince has a point to how to prolong yourself.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but if Hogan was doing what he did in New Japan for longer,
he would have never made it back to WWE.
Hogan wouldn't have had the national fame he has now.
No.
Taker, if he had ever tried to do anything other than what Undertaker became, I don't think would have lasted 30 years.
No.
It would have never happened.
No.
Big Show was actually beneficial because remember when he was the Giant, WCW had him do a little more physical style, whereas Vince just said be Andre, but be better than Andre.
Yeah.
So
be a big wrestler so you can do the slow pace, be just and
that's another reason why
body.
Vince has always had a problem with the smaller guys. He knows their bump card has less hole punches in it. Mm-hmm. He wants guys he can market for as long as he can market. But the fact is that no.
Yeah, because usually in smaller, I mean, Shawn Michaels is definitely an outlier.
Shawn's an outlier because Shawn, hurt or not, you were going to find something to do with him.
Yeah.
Because he was just that talented.
Yeah.
But again, guys like Adam Cole.
I mean, think about it. Stone Cold Steve Austin, 6'4", 237. His prime only lasted about 8 years.
It might have been 10 if you want to pull back just a bit there.
Yeah,
but no.
Then his knees.
And the injury.
And then his knees were
hurt.
shot.
Yeah.
So it's.
I honestly think the knees went before the neck did.
Probably.
I think so.
Which is weird because the neck was really what kind of started the Stone Cold thing. But no, it's just look.
Triple H, unfortunately, just too many fucking knee injuries.
Yeah.
But still, it's just one of those things when you think about it, like. Even some of their bigger guys didn't last very long.
No.
Mark Henry had his best run after, probably being in the best shape of his life.
Yeah.
When he got back from doing Strongman. That was only a 4-year run.
Right.
And
but
then eventually his body kind of started to weigh on him.
Tonight, if Adam Cole debuts, we know why.
Yes.
It is he doesn't care about the money. He's got two good
paychecks. And I got to be honest, that would probably be mostly Britt Baker that brought him there.
100% agree. Which I'm not faulting the man.
No.
Well, I just
she's not only a lovely young lady, she's a brilliant mind.
Yeah.
She's a career woman, and she's just an all-around great human being.
You know what? Let's go ahead and get to the next match.
Well, he most likely he's gonna be there backstage because
probably
she is
because he lives in the area too. He lives in Florida.
Yeah, she's in a title defense with Chris Stratton on her that night. So
here's the one thing I have to get on.
The
this
alien
about.
from the is it the Andromeda Galaxy?
From the Andromeda Galaxy.
Alien from the
Andromeda
Galaxy.
Or should I say from the Bar Wrestling Galaxy?
Here's what absolutely fucking sucks.
I will never let that go.
I know.
Okay. All right. Yes.
And it never needs to get let go.
No.
But I will say this. Here's what absolutely fucking sucks. She should be the one to take this title off of Britt. This is too soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is why I originally said Hikaru should have probably not held on to the title for that long. Yeah. And Hikaru was a great champion.
Oh, yeah. Well, when she was actually featured.
Yes, when she was featured,
yeah.
Mind-blowing.
Yep.
Because this is too soon. They're not going to put this title on Chris yet.
No.
But this would be the perfect time to do it.
You know what the sad part to me is? Chris Statlander is someone that just on size and ability alone Can you imagine if she got under Vince's umbrella?
So I'm going to say something that caused quite an argument in a different wrestling forum. And hell, I might do it in PWL.
Okay.
I said if not for the injury, Chris Statlander would be a top 2 women's wrestler in the world.
I agree.
Period. End of discussion.
I agree because here's the deal.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. What I saw from her was talent, was timing, but a lot of green because she's not coming in here with 15 years experience. She's coming in here with a few years under her belt, working for a bunch of outlaw indie shows that really didn't give her a lot of in-ring psychology work. But she's got a great look.
And one thing
She could be Rhea and Charlotte's,
and one thing I'll give AEW is she's
challenger right there.
even while injured, she was able to learn. I hope we haven't seen the last of Trent, but I will say this: her friendship with them and being paired with them basically as soon as she got signed in.
Yeah.
I think helped her because people. Like I said, that's why the best friends have always their situation at AEW has always pissed me off because they're too fucking good for that company.
They're actually good.
Yes.
The problem is they got gimmicked out to the hug thing from day one, and we forgot they could actually wrestle.
Like they're 2 of the best fucking pro wrestlers on the planet, top 50 for sure. And now Trent is almost at an edge stage. I don't know if we'll see him again for the next 5 fucking years.
And I hate that
And
nobody.
it sucks.
And I hate that nobody, because I'll be honest, folks. Jesse called me out earlier about something. I'm more than willing to admit when I'm wrong. Jesse, I went back and checked more of that PWG stuff. Chucky T can go.
One of the best technical wrestlers in the fucking world, one of the best storytellers, and he's a hugged out gimmick or he's a butler. I'm like, the disrespect towards the guy who can basically do any fucking thing.
Well, but Jesse, we all knew the disrespect was coming because guess what? He was in PWG. The Bucks are in PWG. They know he's better than they are. They have gimmicked out every single. Leroy, write this down. We've talked about the Spot Monkey Abyss, which was meant for former WWE guys. We're gonna cut. I want to try this next week, and I'm gonna do some real research. The elite, call it outside the elite bubble.
Okay.
We're gonna chronicle all of the people that have come into this company that are clearly better than the Bucks and Kenny, but have been just absolutely gimmicked out from the get-go.
Almost the entire roster.
I won't say that.
There's a lot of green, but this segment's going to have more people than people think.
Yeah.
Because Jesse's the guy who's going to... Now, look, I'm going to find my people, but I guarantee you Jesse's going to have a longer list because he saw a lot of these people in PWG.
I saw a lot of them in person.
So, Jesse's going to have a lot of people on that list. But anyway,
That'll be a good list. I will put that down.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
How long would a couple weeks to do that?
No, I think...
What do you think? What do you think?
I think next week I could probably...
Jesse could have his list next week.
I could have that.
Okay,
list
cool.
I'm going to be
next
doing a
week
lot of
easy.
AEW research because I'll be watching the pay-per-view on
I'll put that on the list then.
for YouTube.
I'll look for it Monday afternoon.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna go see Free Guy. Fuck this pay-per-view.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so Leroy,
I'd rather spend a $1.09 than fucking $50.
Okay. Sadly, this match should have been the very first women's match in the history of AEW. It wasn't. I don't know what you do at this point because you've now got Britt Baker as the hottest thing in your women's division.
You
Company,
literally can't put Chris Statlander over, and that's the problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because her coming back, well, guess what? She regained her popularity very quickly. She's very good.
Yeah.
People love her. She's a great role model for the young females. Like,
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm very happy she's back. She's working a safer style now with those knees.
Yes.
Because I think I'm guessing it was Trent who was like, listen, our bodies have a fucking timer on bumps.
Yep.
Which he unfortunately is learning now.
Yep.
With his neck.
Yep.
Which sucks. But so she works a much better style now. She works a more physical style without all the high flying on her knees and shit.
Yep.
So,
which is why I think folks, because again, it's not closing down.
and to kind of piggyback off of you.
Yeah.
If Vince had her on Raw,
Yep.
oh my god,
She could even work the alien gimmick on
Yeah.
Raw, and it would still get over just fine.
with no problem.
No.
Because he'd be like, "Oh my god, kids will fucking lap this up," like, and they do.
Yeah.
She's a wonderful person.
Which is why, folks,
this situation
the NXT
sucks.
Folks, which is why the NXT UK roster is older than people think, because they've all worked a much different style in which they don't leave their feet that often.
Nope.
And so, which is why I think Mark Andrews works better in the NXT UK style, because he can fly, but because he works with guys who don't fly as much, he's having to be a little more technical.
Yeah.
So that's why I like him on 205, but he was better in NXT UK.
Which 205 doesn't even fucking matter anymore.
Sadly.
We'll have to get to that a different day.
No. I've got Britt Baker.
I do too, unfortunately.
Sadly,
Yep,
I
You
think
can't take the title off of her
you
yet.
can't. And the other problem is like Jesse said, this match would be so much better if it had a 3-month build.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seriously, I'm not joking. Take them off this pay-per-view. Wait for the next pay-per-view. This could be your main event.
Well, the problem is the only other contender and the only other woman who's probably built herself properly because of who she is. By the way, only 7 years in the game, this woman's already legendary. It's Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
So you like I said, you've literally
But you've
buried
already
your own women's
hot-shotted
division.
Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. I mean, you can't.
But they're going to end up
that
doing
match.
it again.
Well, yeah, but here's the problem though. How do you have a better match than what they already did unsanctioned? You can't.
I don't know, but
No.
How do you raise the? You already had the thumbtacks.
I think the only
Dave
way.
Meltzer wouldn't give you a 5 because you asked for it.
Oh yeah.
But here's the worst part. Is that's the woman who's going to take the belt off of Britt probably at the next big pay-per-view.
That's
Thunder
fair.
Rosa.
All right, next match.
I only got 2 left here.
Okay, thank God.
Right.
By the way, Jesse, quick question:
Yeah.
when are you and I going to disagree that this isn't just a bad episode of Dynamite?
We might get there soon.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Leroy.
All right. Well, we have another debut, CM Punk and Darby Allin.
This will probably headline because it's Chicago.
It needs to.
Yeah, this will main event
It
because it's
should.
Chicago.
This is WrestleMania Rock versus Hogan.
Yeah.
You can't put anything on after it.
Yeah.
But it's Kenny. Kenny sadly doesn't think like the Bucks. This is where they've always had a divide. Kenny was poisoned by Gato, not in a bad way, but Kenny overthought what Gato was doing, and Kenny thinks he's the main event. The Bucks, like I said, have never really been stupid to what they've been doing.
No.
I think maybe they overvalued themselves in Japan a little too much.
Oh,
but
no
I think especially towards the end there, because they were gimmicked out like hell towards the end. I think they started to realize that they were not the attraction.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucks are going to get their shit in, but Kenny thinks he's the main event, and Kenny will attempt it.
But I got to be honest. I think Christian knows because remember Christian was around WWE.
Dave Meltzer's on there.
Uh-oh.
Dave Meltzer on pay-per-view. Omega versus Christian goes on last. You're a dumbass.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said.
That's what he tweeted. I saw the tweet.
Oh my god! If I will say this, if they don't change this last minute and CM Punk and Darby main event,
Jesse. Here's the deal. Be careful with the hard camera. I wouldn't be surprised if half the building left.
yeah, they would. This is Chicago, people.
I wouldn't be surprised if half this building did just walk out. Because here's the problem. This is not... Jesse, you warned them about this.
Yes.
This is not going to be an AEW crowd.
Nope.
This is a CM Punk crowd.
Yes, it is.
This
And
is a Chicago
like I
native
said,
crowd.
the CM Punk problem, especially now that he's in your company, is especially in his fucking hometown.
Yeah.
If he's not anywhere near the main event, the rest of your superstars are going to suffer. It's just that simple.
And by the way, folks, we all know Punk's going over because not even Tony Khan is stupid enough to sit there and say after 7.5 years he's going to job to Darby. Unless Punk asks for it, but guess what? Punk ain't even that stupid.
I think Punk knows he can't lose in his
He
hometown. That
can't.
would be bad.
No,
he
he can't.
But yeah, if they and then go ahead and but we'll just combine the two. So go
the
ahead
final-
Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, and now it's time for Leroy to get to the final match on this week's edition of Rampage. I'm sorry, All Out. Yes, that's right, folks. We already saw it
Yeah,
for
we did.
someone else's belt.
Mm-hmm.
But Leroy, what's the main event? Thank you, Dave Meltzer, you goddamn idiot.
Omega versus Christian Cage.
We already saw this.
Yep.
What else can they do? There was interference. Christian got out of it. He had the Jurassic Express. They're already on this show. Who knows if they'll be in another segment? They probably will.
I want to say
Who cares? We already saw it.
it's weird though. So Christian's going to take his first loss now.
Yep.
But he'll still be Impact champion.
Yep.
So, because I'll admit, I was wrong. I originally thought they were going to do, like, all the titles are on the line.
Yep.
So Kenny would just try to get them all back.
Yeah.
But then that would actually make it interesting because it's like, well, maybe Christian will just be double champion.
Yep.
But no, Christian is now Impact champion. So now they have no reason for Kenny to lose this match.
Nope.
No.
Because they clearly want Adam Page to take the title off of him.
Which, by the way, I hate to be that guy. I hate to be that old school 80s type guy. But Jim Cornette's got a point. You can't do the win, jump in your car, fly home for the birth of the baby. Hasn't the baby already been born and he's just...
So what happened was...
I don't think so yet.
What he did, that was the whole reason for the whole... Which now they had to do a story about maybe the Dark Order breaking up because, like...
Oh, God, please, tease me more, baby. Tease me more, Daddy.
Because he went, of course, took
Holy,
the ass
please
from
let
the
that
Elite
be a thing.
And he went home to go be with his wife. Here's the thing, man. If you were going to do that, then stop teasing this match.
Please.
Like, don't even put him near Kenny if he was going to go home.
Well, that was the thing. There's no way they approved this 3 weeks before the pay-per-view. There ain't no God. She's been pregnant now for 9 months.
Yeah.
There ain't no... You knew when this was going to happen. There's a time... Leroy's a father. He said... Leroy, how many times have you been in the birthing room? Exactly. How many births of your children were you actually present for?
My last 2.
Just the last 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so... Leroy's done this twice. There's a timetable. He knows what's going to happen.
Right.
And by the way, timeout. Leroy...
Well, not...
Leroy...
No, there's not a timetable. The baby comes out when the baby feels like
Well,
it.
I understand that, but I mean, like... But I mean, like, it's around the 9-month mark is what I'm saying.
Yes. 9 months, everything goes well, yes.
But Leroy, didn't you guys used to shove an old camcorder in for this damn thing? We live in an era where you can't just, like, Snapchat this shit. You can't just, I don't know, be on live video chat for this.
Like I said, the worst
I know you as a father says be there for the kid, but Leroy, he's making money.
Well,
this is a job.
No, I do agree. If this is his first kid, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. For that, don't care. Be there.
Okay.
Honestly,
which is I agree with.
Being there when my
Yeah.
son was born, I cried so many tears, so happy.
Yeah.
It was one of the greatest
You're
things
forming
I've ever
tears
seen.
now. I can see it. Yeah.
I mean, it was. It wasn't as emotional with Clara, with my little girl.
Yeah.
But it was I think just as special.
Yeah.
So.
But Jesse, at the same time, if she's not in labor,
Wrestle.
and by the way, if she goes into labor during the show, at least you got to that. Just call it and then pull Kenny. Because guess what?
Yeah.
After the CM Punk match, they ain't gonna care anyway.
Here's my thing.
That's true.
But here's my thing I've said about this the whole time. He already told them that he was going to go be with her regardless.
Which is admirable. It's fine.
So if that's
All
what you
for
want to
it.
do, then don't tease this fucking match.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, I know this may sound contradictory to what I said. I was not saying
they pulled
don't.
Seth because Becky announced or Becky told them when she was expecting to have the child.
Yeah.
So people were like, "Man, Seth wasn't on for a while." You know why? Because WWE was like, all right, so we're going to give you this 3-week period, this 1 month period.
Yeah.
Go be with her.
Yeah.
That way, you could be there when the baby's
Yes,
born.
I was just advocating that Adam.
And that's
Page,
what Buddy Murphy beat him
Yeah.
and all that, which,
Yeah.
of course, they did nothing with Buddy afterwards.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
they understood we're not going to tease this. We got to get this out the way so he can go.
I know it sounds like I just advocated that he should be there, but then again, I'm also advocating that based on what Jesse just
Yeah.
said, they kept promoting
They
this
kept
shit.
promoting this fucking match like it was going to happen. And then they
It's
switched
not-
to Christian.
It's not like
that.
she just found out she was pregnant and then
No.
boom, there's a kid.
No.
No, it's been 9 months,
Yeah.
y'all.
Like you knew this was going to happen.
Oh my god.
So now you've put Christian in a very untenable situation where, of course, he's the Impact champion. That's actually good for their company because now at least Christian will be at the tapings. He gives a fuck about Impact.
Yep.
They were one of the first ones, like he said, to actually give him a shot at being a world champion.
Yeah.
He didn't become a world champion in WWE until he came back.
Yeah. And that was the NWA world.
Yeah.
10 pounds of gold.
So that was a win for the two companies. But if you put the AEW championship on him,
Yeah.
Your fans aren't going to like that.
Nope.
So now you've put Christian in an untenable situation.
Yep.
Where he couldn't do what he was hoping to do.
Yep.
And have the one more excellent, like Don Callis has been mocking the whole, like, I want to have the 5-star classic before I retire, because that's what he said.
Yes.
Because he was like, if I could ever get back to full wrestling, which we were all surprised to see him in the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah.
He was like, he was like, because he originally, I think, mentioned Seth Rollins. He's like, I just want one more, like, 5-star
Yeah,
match.
but the problem is that you look at how Vince worked Daniel towards the end. Bryan Danielson. Vince was never going to let him have that because he was too afraid of the neck and the concussions.
Yeah.
Daniel got close, though. I mean, that triple threat was pretty fucking close with those guys.
No. I agree, but here's the deal. The only way Vince is going to allow you to try is with a third person in the match.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's just Vince's.
I mean,
past
that
fears.
match was fucking excellent.
Oh, it was great. It was
but I
lovely.
will say this. So now you've put him in a situation where he's not going to get that because you guys are going to do shenanigans.
Yep.
And he's in a lose-lose.
There's only one thing that I actually have a question about this match. Who interferes first, the Bucks or the Good Brothers?
Probably the fucking Good Brothers.
Because the Bucks will probably be a little sore from the cage. Oh, God. I actually
And then
feel...
that idiot Brandon Cutler, who came out of fucking retirement for what reason? For what reason?
Jesse's been very sweary, but I don't blame him. This has been a sweary
Like,
show.
for what reason? He. By the way, he's a liar. Yeah, Brandon Cutler, if you ever listen to this, you're a fucking liar. Because you told people who were excited, because we also used to watch him in PWG. He used to open a lot of shows.
Yeah.
I'm coming back for one more, at least 5-year run in pro wrestling. The Bucks have convinced me.
You got 3 months before you were there.
You literally maybe wrestled a year, had a horrible losing streak, but it led to an okay story with Peter Avalon. When that was over, you've done nothing but be a bitch boy for the Bucks. You're a liar as well.
Yep.
At leleast when
He's a good cameraman.
Well, there you go.
camera your ass back to Rancho Cucamonga. Give it. All I want is for Kenny to get this win. So, like, if they're gonna do the Sami Callihan thing with him finally fucking crossing the door to come challenge him in AEW, even though Sami won't fucking win, at least Sami will get more of the exposure he's deserved since the moment he left NXT.
Yeah.
That's it. Otherwise, I don't give a shit what Kenny does anymore. And yes, he's been better.
Leroy,
kind of.
Leroy,
Yeah.
when you post this episode, you may have to tag Brandon Cutler on Twitter so he gets a chance to listen to this and maybe timestamp it for him a little bit there, too. 2
hours and 37 minutes, you piece of crap. You lied, too. You lied as well. All I want to say is this. You better hope Dave Meltzer was just lied to as well. Because if you think
tweet out Brandon Cutler, tell him about our show, tell him which number episode, and tell him what timestamp. And Brian or Brandon, Mr. Other White Meat, no one cares.
You can get hold of us. Make sure. You can talk to us.
Just make sure you tweet it out.
And let me make this very clear to you, Dave Meltzer. As a matter of fact, I will personally tag him for our episode today. You better hope you're fucking wrong. Because if CM Punk and Darby Allin go on before this match, half that crowd will fucking leave. They don't give a shit about this title match.
No, they don't.
CM Punk's fans do not give a shit about a title match unless he's in it.
And by the way, even if they're still in the building, mentally they're gone. The bodies don't mean anything if nobody reacts to Kenny.
Dude, it will be almost no reaction because they're going to be expecting Kenny to win.
I hate to say this. Everybody says WWE is just this predictable booking, so why cheer? AEW's been the most easily predictable shit in the last 3 years.
I was going to say.
Unfortunately, yeah, they have been.
They have not swerved us one. At least WWE will try a swerve.
The only time they did, and God rest his soul, was with Brody Lee.
Yeah.
Brody Lee, and that's probably because of Cody.
Yep.
Brody Lee absolutely
Squashed
annihilated
squashed
Cody.
it.
That was like, whoa.
That was it. That was
it.
That is the one swerve that we've gotten in 3 years of this company. Everyone's mad about Becky and Bianca. I'm like, yeah, you may not have liked the result, but here's the deal.
But they have
you didn't see it was coming.
Right. And they also have a tall task of trying to turn Becky heel. That is a tall fucking task.
I'll say this much though: Becky looked very nice in the outfit she showed up in this past Friday. I ain't gonna.
She looks great.
I ain't mad about
I mean,
that.
she looks great.
Okay.
She looks phenomenal.
Yep. You would have never thought she had a kid. Anyway, we've pretty much given our predictions based on how we feel about all the matches.
Yeah.
Dave Meltzer, if there's ever a time for you to be wrong, you better hope you're wrong.
You better hope you're wrong.
You better hope that
Hopefully, maybe somebody will actually have a response to what I said.
You know what's going to... Although, hold on.
I told him hell no.
Although, hold on, Jesse.
No chance.
Jesse, I'm not going to lie to you. Might be the best thing that ever happened to them, because if Kenny goes out there, and even Kenny, who is so stuck on his own shit, even he'll notice the crowd really ain't there.
No.
He'll have gotten more cheers in Japan than he's going to get from this crowd.
No doubt.
This may actually be the night where Kenny realizes, oh, I guess I'm not the main event.
No. Like I said, you guys signed CM Punk. You fucked up. And by the way, he also admitted on ESPN television that they actually did call him. Vince actually reached out before he completely signed his deal.
Yeah.
What Vince understands is I have enough stars where if CM Punk ain't in the main event, it does not hurt my show.
No.
Like Roman's a much bigger star.
I also hate to say this.
Yeah.
I also hate to say this. Yes, I think Roman was correct that if Punk came back, he's still not Cena. He's still not Rock. He was never them to begin with. He had a nice little... Here's why Punk was never them, even though Punk thought he was and all the fans thought he was. You got it for 2 years. Cena had it for 15, and Rock still gets it when he comes back for one night.
God, yeah.
Punk's not getting that in New York.
By the way,
Punk's not getting that in California.
By the way,
he's getting that in Chicago.
Kevin Nash, I need you to also come and apologize because someone once told you in 2002 that Dwayne The Rock Johnson will be a much bigger star than Hulk Hogan has ever dreamed of fucking being.
Oh, yes.
You said it was bullshit. Look at you two now.
Anyway, so moving on here, we have a couple more things. The Flair and Nia situation has apparently been resolved to the point of, yes, it was quite the shoot, but supposedly the ladies did get back on the script, and apparently there is no animosity backstage. I think, watching it back, the quote-unquote moment where everything went awry, Nia had a bad body drop.
Yep,
Charlotte,
I think that's what it was.
Charlotte falling on those shoulders instead of her back might have been the moment.
Yeah, I did see that.
By the
too.
way, I'm tired of people saying she's unsafe. It's not that Nia's unsafe. It's that she left the system too fucking early. She left NXT way too early.
Yeah.
And another problem with Nia that I've always said is the fact that I think the fact that The Rock is her cousin. By the way, this ain't nothing new, people. That because The Rock is her cousin, she probably has a little too much fucking leeway within the company. Because otherwise...
Well, don't forget, CJ Perry, Lana, told the story. Nia got angry when Roman nixed the table spot at Survivor Series. Which, A, good on Roman.
Yeah.
You're the goddamn main event. You better have a virgin match in some way.
Right.
Number 2, Nia, there's about 3 women on that roster who can go to Vince McMahon and get something nixed. Charlotte, Becky, and Bayley and Sasha, depending on the show.
Right.
So really, it's 2 women.
Yeah.
Bayley and Sasha, as long as it's not a WrestleMania, probably can get Vince to do something.
Yeah.
Because Bayley is just that girl where backstage she's still kind of that fangirlish stuff, but she has done great work for him. And Sasha's just Sasha.
Yeah.
I mean, she's as natural to this sport as anyone I've ever
So
seen.
like I said, it's been odd. And then she's been active on Twitter, so I'm guessing she's okay.
Yeah.
But it has been odd that we've heard
Which, by the way,
about what
based on
happened with her.
pictures, it looks like that Asuka is injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah.
There were reports that she was just being told there was nothing for her. Guys, there's not nothing for her, and then she's in a cast. Something was clearly wrong.
Yep.
So what happened was she talked about it on her Kana-chan thing. Yes, I'm on her YouTube. That's my future wife, guys. I have to know these informations before I propose to her, guys.
That's true. That is true.
Very
Yes.
fair.
But
Gotta get your research done.
because,
For sure.
Because she's always been great on social media stuff.
Yeah.
So she talked about how when she was Raw Women's Champion,
Yeah.
she actually suffered an injury in a match with Sasha, her shoulder. But
And
she
Sasha's a very safe worker,
Yeah.
so I'm
Yeah.
sure it was
Oh,
just
yeah.
it was just kind of something crazy happened. but she's put off the surgery for so damn long.
Yeah.
So it was actually her idea to put the title on Charlotte.
Yeah.
So she can finally go get the surgery.
So, by the way, once again, I don't know if this was the Observer or if it was Pro Wrestling Illustrated, but clearly she didn't come to catering and creative said we have nothing for you.
No.
Guys, until things are cleared up, wrestling dirt sheets are actually, in my opinion, the inventors of the TMZ idea. You post the article before you know the information. This is ridiculous.
I keep saying with Wrestling Observer, though, the problem is...
Also, by the way, how do you have nothing for Asuka? She'll do damn near anything on that show and be good at it.
It's one of those things, you're just getting bad information. And I get why you would share it, because those are sources inside those companies.
Yeah.
But you're clearly sometimes just getting bad information.
Yeah.
And I get that you can't know that, but you can always caveat by saying, this is just the information we're
You could
getting.
also, quote unquote, supposedly you're the journalist, not me. You can put it in the can until you confirm a few goddamn things. But no, Dave Meltzer is literally the old essence of AEW. Oh God, a story. Boom, print it. Sir, we don't know if this is true. Print it. It just.
Yeah.
He is so freaking hot shotty the same way they are, and he was never like that.
No, he wasn't.
For years.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
You used to be able to rely on Dave for a lot of shit.
Yep. But anyway, so no, Asuka is hurt. She from her own two lips has explained it.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all can shut up about that. Nia, once again, I think, yes, there is a bit of an issue to where she gets a little too much leeway, but then again, that's not new in the wrestling business.
Yeah.
I hate to
happens.
say this, and I think because I've been saying this about.
To be fair, I mean, is anybody going to argue that Road Dogg, before he was finally canned, probably got a little more leeway because of who his daddy was?
Probably, but
but
here's what I'll say though. At least Road Dogg never needed a deep attitude adjustment that Nia fucking needs. Because I've also watched a couple of highlights from that terrible fucking show that they do with the women on E.
Oh yeah.
And it's just you can just tell because The Rock is her cousin. It almost seems like there's a sense of entitlement there,
which is weird because Rock, as big as he's gotten, is there anyone more humble on this goddamn planet?
Yeah, no.
I know.
At his level,
no, not at all.
There isn't.
There's not a person on this planet who is not more. And here's the deal: celebrities, a lot of times, they'll do fun things for like people because they tweeted them or this or that. He legitimately does things.
Yeah.
He rents out movie theaters. I mean, like, he legitimately knows who he is, where he came from. He knows that his dad wasn't a true main eventer.
No.
He knows that he built that on a bunch of other people's back. He knows that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nia, like you said, a little early from the system, but also somebody in the Johnson Anoa'i side of that clan needs to legitimately set her down and be like,
because that story, which apparently is very true that CJ was talking about, like, I think she seemed shocked that Roman could get that, but it's like Roman's the main eventer. Of course he can.
Not just the main eventer. He is that championship is above Bobby. I'm sorry, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Not to mention that Paul's next to him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Paul's the reason why the Hell in a Cell went first, because he was like, all right, the girls are going to do everything.
Yeah.
And it was a great match.
Yeah.
Sasha and Bayley was great.
Yeah.
But we can't follow that if we're just going to have a classic beatdown match.
Right.
Yeah.
So Paul was probably like, let's get in, let's get out.
Right.
But no, it's just, folks. And by the way, this hasn't been said on our show, but it's been confirmed. Rick was on a podcast. I don't remember which one it was. It might have been with Renee.
Mm-hmm. It might have been, yeah.
And by the way, he said she's not leaving WWE.
No.
Yeah, no.
She's happy. They know she's a star. Regardless of how you feel about her chemistry or work with everyone, she can work with anybody.
Like I keep saying, my only problem with the character of Charlotte Flair is it's at a very Triple H 2003 point.
Yeah, I agree.
Where I'm just like, I whatever.
Should we humble her a little more on camera? Should we get her
Like
a little?
the character needs something more, because even the crowd is so mixed on her.
Yeah.
Like it's.
I do hate to say this though, folks. Y'all sit there and say that you don't like her, you're bored, this or that. Her segments are still some of the highest rated women's segments.
But, and I always say, like, it would be dumb for them to let her go.
Oh yeah.
Fucking stupid.
And not only that, but like let's be honest here. Why would she leave?
She has no reason to leave.
She is
No
not
reason
only
at all.
looked at as a top carder, she is a top carder. They've always treated her and promoted her great.
Of course.
And by the way, folks, whether it's NXT, whether it's NXT UK, whether it's Raw, SmackDown, this is still the best place for her to look good.
Yes.
I'm sure even Rick has told her, stick.
Well,
Because Rick said in the same interview, he wasn't. First of all, Leroy and I talked about this before you got here. Vince has never known how to use Ric Flair because Vince was always Hulk Hogan over Ric Flair.
Yeah.
So the fact that Rick was mad about the booking, that's why he left, folks. That ain't news. It's been like that since he got there in '91, left, went back to WCW, and then came back because there was nowhere else to work at that level.
Yep.
Right.
Folks, this is not new. Rick wasn't happy. I agree that Rick can still do more, but he shouldn't be wrestling.
No.
I agree that Rick, at this point with all the health issues, should go back to NWA for one more just hello, goodbye. He should finally go to Mexico. He should go back to Japan for a couple of things. I'm sure Gato would sell a big batch of tickets to get people in the door. But the thing about it is that if Vince has nothing more for Rick, because Rick's already done, I think, as much Ric Flair-ness as he can in the WWE, if Vince has nothing more and Rick wants out, fine. If Rick wants to stay and just make easy money, then you do whatever Rick wants. But if Rick wanted out, Rick wanted out. But if Ashley is still happy, I understand her dad will be there soon. I understand that her fiance is there. But she's not even stupid enough
Let me say this.
to sit there and
Here's the
realize
problem.
this is the best thing for her.
Here's the biggest issue, by the way, that they're about to learn with CM Punk. Even though she would help a lot of those women, the fact that Kenny is booking it, it would I mean, that division's already bad.
Yeah.
It would be crushed.
$100, Penelope Ford would go over Charlotte within 4 matches. I'm not even fucking bullshitting.
Yeah.
Penelope Ford would go over Charlotte Flair in 4 matches.
No, not a chance.
With
in
Kenny's
hell.
booking?
Not a chance. Well, here was the thing. With Kenny's booking, all Charlotte would do is dominate. So the only one that would probably go over is some sort of Joshi wrestler.
I'm sorry, nothing against Riho. Good work over there in Stardom.
But that's all Kenny does.
If Riho, I'm sorry,
I mean that in 2 different ways, by the way.
That's
you
fair.
can at me.
Yeah, that's fair. If Riho beats Charlotte in any capacity, nope. I'm sorry. Riho is not on that level.
No.
She's not on that level.
But that is the one where it would be very possible with Kenny booking the division. But otherwise, yeah, no, there's no reason for Flair to go
Kenny's
anywhere.
not as into the blondes. He's into the black hair. Anyway.
I mean, he's into the blondes if they come from Japan.
That's fair.
Yeah, there we go.
But anyway, there is, ladies and gentlemen.
I love Joshi wrestlers.
Right.
Oh, very
we
hot.
mentioned on this program a few seconds ago, Rick back there is a new 10 pounds of gold holder.
Champion. Yes,
How
there is.
fucking odd is it? We interview this man, and by the way, I finally got the chance to tag him in the interview.
Okay, fantastic.
We interview this man. He was great. He was lovely. Had the great match. And no more than like 3 weeks later, he's no longer the champion.
He's no longer the NWA
So
World
I actually
Heavyweight
tweeted.
Champion.
I haven't seen if he tweeted me back.
Somebody.
I tweeted him. I'm like, did we curse you?
Did we do something?
But I don't.
Do we need to apologize?
Somebody watched the video and commented on that.
They did, actually.
Oh, wow, okay.
The very
And they
first
said
comment on our YouTube
one of the biggest
Trevor's
comments.
taking it from him.
He's
at
taking
7,
it from him. They had that on there. I was like, wow.
Yep.
And then it happened. I was like, wow, that's very interesting.
A couple more quick things we want to run
Yep.
through here. Gable Stevenson has officially signed with the WWE.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, folks. I don't care what any of the wrestling fans think. AEW would have no idea what to do with this kid. They would have no goddamn clue what to do with this kid.
He went
Great
to the right
signing,
place.
kid. If you
Yes.
want to do this, that's the place to be.
They'll train
yeah.
the shit out of you.
Jesse, Wrestle Kingdom is going to be 3 days.
I can't believe this.
Your thoughts? You are our New Japan boy
so,
here.
First of all, that just means that Sunday when I have to come in for us to do the show,
You gonna be on about an hour of sleep.
I'm gonna be on maybe 2 hours of sleep with nothing but Japanese wrestling on the brain. So
You know what?
you'll have to forgive
Hold on,
me.
hold on.
If you got to take a Sunday off for that, that's all
No,
right.
no, I
Leroy,
can do
Leroy,
it.
Leroy,
Okay.
Leroy.
Yes.
I am announcing here right now.
All right.
Once the dates get finalized, Jesse, you and I are watching the whole thing.
Deal.
We will stay up. We will watch it.
Woo.
I will nap every moment I can, but I will take that weekend off. I will get paid for that weekend because I'm going to use some vacation time. But
guys, that
So I'm gonna
weekend.
So I'll be totally awake that day, and you guys will be like,
probably. Because
That'll be
that
the
shit'll be on
greatest-
about 2 in the morning.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god.
That
You know-
shit'll be on about 2
you
in
know-
the morning.
Oh my god.
you know what that means? We'll have the greatest show ever.
Oh god. Yeah. All right, Jesse, for that weekend, I will clear it with the wife. You're just moving
All
in.
right, all right.
We're gonna have some Uncle Louis for
All right,
breakfast.
that works. Oh my god. And when I announced it, I'm like, dude, two days was hard enough for me to like, okay, watch this, love it, but no, I'll be watching Raw on Monday. Okay.
Hey.
3 days, and then I got to come back to American television. I don't know if I'll be able to do it.
Well, I said, I saw that.
Oh my god.
I saw that, and I had added for. I added it for you.
Also, this year,
Yes.
Stardom's gonna be on 2 of the 3 nights.
Ooh.
Oh my fucking god!
Not only that, but folks, if there's a company that
You guys can't see my giddiness. Oh my god!
He is extremely giddy.
he is so fucking happy. Ladies and gentlemen, also
And you still only have to pay $10 with the.
yep.
Oh my god!
And by the way, folks, this right here is a company that is proven over 2 to 3 days they will book it properly. They're gonna make sure you come back Sunday.
Dude, all
yeah.
3 shows. I'm telling you. Start watching New Japan now.
Now
'cause
2
we're
are
gonna
at
get
the
into
Tokyo
G1.
Dome. The third one's not at
Yeah,
Tokyo
yeah.
Dome. So
And because I think it's gonna be a special. I can't wait.
it's gonna be so good.
I can't wait. They said they actually have some legendary surprises, and
That's what I read
that
too,
they're
yeah.
going to be booked.
Yep.
I swear to God, if Inoki's son walks out during one of the, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry like a little bitch.
Yep.
Like you will watch me cry like
yes.
a little bitch.
Oh, yes.
That's all right.
But
That's all right.
this is insane, and I'm excited. And this is people.
Well, you didn't post Jay's Take 2 yet, so we're going to have to make sure that we have Jay's Take up and ready when this match.
You know what?
Yeah,
I
when
got
this
to be
stuff goes
honest. We might be live streaming this through Jay's Take.
Allison will be sleeping, but you know.
So we'll try to be quiet. I'm going to be like, here's my headphones that have the ear cancelers if you need them.
Yep.
Oh, this is going to be so good.
If Inoki's son walks out.
If Inoki's son comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That'd be awesome.
It's going to be a hell of a show.
Oh yeah.
All right. Also,
Kato and I think it's Takoe, who's the CEO.
yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Also,
It cost them extra to do a third night in Japan.
yep. Also, John Moxley surprised Matt Cardona, won the GCW World Championship. That Matt Cardona has never looked this good.
Well,
Coming out looking like
he
King
did
Randy
like
Savage.
like Savage. Oh, that was
The
awesome.
spinner belt, but having the real belt. You know what? When you look at the level of fandom in GCW overall in the wrestling fandom world, maybe the most hated man in wrestling in the last 4 months was Matt Cardona.
What Matt
Yeah.
Cardona has done for his career, I mean, not even just GCW, but the work on Impact.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, this is it's.
AEW, how did you screw this up?
How did you let that man walk with no contract?
Yep.
Yeah.
You gave him 5
They did.
matches, and 2 of them were watchable.
But overall, here's the thing: you can now always come back to him in Mox.
Yeah.
So that's great for GCW. This actually genuinely made me happy to see because I'm like, okay, GCW is doing a lot of big things right now.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
they're right now they're the hot indie promotion. Don't worry, guys. Keep looking out for DPW in the years to come. You never know what'll happen. Eric has got a beautiful mind, but yeah,
And a
shocking the
and
way
a-
they did it.
and a wonderful support system.
Yes,
Yes.
and congratulations to Mox. Congrats to Matt Cardona because to get yourself that hated that they erupted when Mox
my
beat you for the
God.
title.
Yep.
Like that's an excellent fucking job he did.
Matt Cardona did his
Yes,
job.
he did.
Folks, I don't like delivering news like this. I don't like that I have to, but we're going to do it for an even bigger reason than the actual news itself. Over this past week on a Twitch stream, Daffeny Unger was streaming. Her real name is Shannon Spurl.
Spurl.
She was live streaming, and it got to be so uncomfortable that Mick Foley tweeted out. And
he
Mick Foley
was
asked
trying to get a
that-
hold
yeah,
of her
yeah,
and couldn't get a
yeah,
hold of her.
Mick's calls were going to there. Daffeny, unfortunately, was actually it was Instagram.
Yes.
And sadly, there was also a suicide note on there as well. There appeared to be a pistol there. She requested that her brain be donated for CTE. This is one of those things that, look, I'm not here to talk shit about the wrestling business, folks. This is a drug that people take, and they don't care about the consequences when they're young. And sadly, some people have it, some people don't. John Lynch, the now Hall of Fame safety, you look at that man and you're like, he could have taken 12 more headshots. He would have been perfectly fine in his life because he was built to be an NFL safety. Ronnie Lott was built to do what he did. Folks, there's people in this world that get lucky with injuries. There's people that don't. And I'm not here to talk about CTE because, obviously they're going to, the brain's been donated and they're going to figure that out. Anarchy Championship Wrestling, Great Championship Wrestling, NWA wrestled Birmingham. The WCW Cruiserweight Champion once.
Yep.
Number 18 of the top 50 women in only 2009. Long after WCW was out of there. She was in Santa Claus the movie, actually in 1985. I Surrender All in 2001. The Gorda as the Barracuda in 2014. Folks, there's nothing more that I can really say other than that. If you got something going on in your life, the suicide hotline may seem like it's something that's, pushy. Something, please.
So something that it feel. I'll say this. So
please do something.
I want to say this. I'm going to kind of partially relate it to you, Zach, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
For those who kind of don't know, and I think you've talked about it on the show before.
Yeah.
Zach is someone who has dealt with brain injuries and things of that in his past.
Yeah.
Had a couple of surgeries, I believe.
2 in 30 days.
And I mean, he's come out stronger on the other side. It is as sharp as you have ever been. But that's not always the case.
Yeah.
Sometimes when it comes to our mental health, we sometimes absolutely forget that it is 1,000,000% crucial that if you are feeling alone, if you are feeling like there is no hope and you just want to weigh out, when a lot of people, and I talk about it a lot on Twitter and Twitch, about not only the hotline but just reaching out, period, is that if you need the help, always seek it, either within friends and family or within professional help, or calling that hotline. Because here's the thing, a lot of us would rather see you get the help and still see you with us than not be able to see you at all. This woman was a mother. If you want to get into her career a little bit, it's like Mick kind of said, and I've always said about her, deeply underrated. One of the great pioneers of all time.
I thoroughly enjoyed her back in WCW.
2 children she leaves behind.
She was in TNA for a little while, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She was recently before this happened. She was actually working with Impact still with the women's division until a couple of years ago.
I believe she actually was she was up here for a Heavy On Wrestling.
She did Heavy On. She did Heavy
has
On,
been on
I
here.
believe, I think 10 times. Or 10 to 20 times. And then overall, just listening to the stories about it. I got to meet her once down in Texas. And I'll just give my quick little story about her.
Oh, yeah, please.
So she had got done wrestling a match with now in Houston wrestling with Booker T. I forget what her wrestling name was at the time, but real name Abigail. And there were so many of us that approached her because we wanted to pick her memories on just who she is and how the wrestling business had, been in her blood for so long.
And she actually enjoyed talking about those things.
She was so open-hearted and minded about talking to us that we forgot that technically we probably should have been paying like $30 to even speak to her.
Yeah.
But she didn't care.
No.
She liked to share that information with us. She even, a lot of times after those shows, if wrestlers didn't have a place to stay, she would get them hotels. Or if they were coming through her hometown, she would let them stay with her.
I always like to leave shows on a high note, but with how quickly this happened and with how harsh the information was, I don't think if we had opened the show, I would have gotten through the rest of the show with this. I just don't know if I could have, man.
Yeah.
We lost an absolute legend with Daffeny, but I want people to know this. Where we lost her, and they're gonna definitely study her brain. It's very reminiscent of football player Junior Seau.
Yes.
What happened with her?
Yeah.
Because the deterioration, while it happened over years, this happened over just a couple of months.
But the one thing I will also say from being a part of the medical field is that there's deterioration, but folks, if there's one group of people in this world that I hate the most, and because I've never actually met someone who creates this, but it clearly exists.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a human being out there who creates any form of negative stigma to someone talking about their own personal mental health, fuck you, get off my show. I don't ever want to fucking know you exist. Because there's no reason for that.
Right.
I've never understood why there's ever been a reason for it. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. I'm not mad at Skip Bayless for his take on what he was doing, because he even said he disqualified himself from the beginning when it came to Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
And he was never saying Dak Prescott shouldn't have done anything. He just was relating to what he knew the sport was back in the 80s and 90s when he was covering.